All right. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Experience More podcast. Pumped and excited for this week because I am joined. We no longer have a solo cast again this week, but we are joined by good friend, buddy, outdoor enthusiast, colleague himself, Carson DuBois. And we'll
How's it
get into his last name and everything like that because it's actually pretty cool. It's badass. I literally just learned the meaning to it, so I'll let you guys all go on that. But before I let him go in, kind of introduce himself as well. Really just, a big reason for even having him on here, other than his dashing good looks, is that he's an individual that we've met out on the road, different events. And, he's always had just a good attitude. He's jived really, really well with my team and the entire crew out on the road, specifically out at Total Archery Challenges. And it's cool when you're able to connect with individuals in the outdoor industry that, whether they're in the industry or they're out of the industry and they're just at those different events, you can really pick up on individuals and how they carry themselves, how they treat, of course, you, but better yet, how they treat other individuals. And, I don't know, we've had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs and good times throughout the entire period. And I think learning more of his backstory, I don't know a ton about it other than like little conversations and pick up on through time, but definitely very avid outdoorsman, kills some monsters out there. He's a Montana native, at least. I don't know if that's where he's born or raised. We'll get into that.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. But yeah, and he lives that fit, healthy, active lifestyle, which the whole essence of the Experience More podcast is live a lifestyle, allows you to experience more of the outdoors as well as life as we know it. And that's why I'm excited to have Carson on here this week. Carson, what's up, dude?
Not much, man. Nothing much. Fighting through the weeks right now. That's what we're doing. I was stoked when you messaged me on Instagram about the podcast. I was like, what? I was like, no way.
Yeah, dude. It's one of my highlights in the day is be able to see the daily selfies, gym selfies you throw up on there. I get to see that handsome face and hairdo.
Yeah, I know. You know what's funny is I started doing that. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, you probably get a bunch of chicks messaging you about like your gym stuff. And I'm like, I'll be honest, not really. Like there's a few here and there, but I brush them off to the side. A lot of it is actually for men's mental health because I started doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when did I think I really locked in on like all of the gym and diet and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I want to say, and it was in 2023, right before I became a cop, is when I started like locking in on it quite a bit. And
yeah,
I was like posting stuff on Snapchat when I still had it. And my buddies are like, dude, they're like, oh, you look nuts. You're doing great, blah, 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 and that. And I'm like, man, I should just post this on my story. Like, I'm sure the guys would appreciate it on like my Instagram because I obviously got a bigger following on Instagram. And so I started doing it on Instagram, and then like it was a bunch of my buddies were like, dude, I see your stuff and it makes me want to like go to the gym and work out and do all this stuff. I'm like, do it, man. Just lock in and do it. It's easy. It's an app. When you're starting out working out, like, dude, 45 minutes a day, you're chilling. You can do that in the morning. You can wake up an extra 45 minutes early, run down to the gym, go bang out some bench press, some squats, some deadlifts, whatever you need to do. Figure out what your split is, figure out what works for you, and then just ride with it. As long as you're not eating like crap, which is 80% of it anyway.
Yep.
And you're chilling, But no, it's a lot of guys that follow me purely because of the workout stuff. And obviously the hunting stuff as well, but they see how it translates,
Yep.
So that's kind of how that whole thing started. Because I remember I used to see it and I'd be like, bag or like whatever, like like make fun of guys that are doing the same thing. And now I'm doing it.
Yeah. And now you're doing it. Yeah, dude.
I know, got caught in the crosshairs.
Yeah. Well, you think about it, dude, it's like the individuals who don't want to see it, well, ultimately, they are your biggest supporters. Like, dude, a lot of the people who maybe down it right in the beginning, they're usually the ones who need it the most. And
Mhm.
you showing up consistently over and over and over again, even though they might talk trash or shit or whatnot, eventually they can see you being consistent in it. And then those are the ones who kind of come out of nowhere. It's like, hey, man, like, seeing this throughout all of it, like, definitely give you props in it, right?
Yeah.
They see it and it maybe motivates them to go to the gym and get their,
Mhm.
their ass in gear. So it's
Yeah.
usually a reflection of their own self, like loathing or hate, like that, like looking at themselves. And then eventually, hopefully, it gives them a swift kick in the ass. They need to keep going.
Yeah, and a lot of that, I mean, that still happens with me too. Like I see your stuff, I see, Kaylee and Dre's stuff, and they post. I'm like, man, like these guys are just awesome. They're out here just
Hmm.
going out every single morning, kicking ass. Kaylee's like working out 24/7. I'm like, how do you even do that? I'm like, that's crazy.
I
She's
know.
like,
I know.
oh,
Yeah,
lunch
dude.
break,
She's a machine.
I can bang out a wad real quick
Yeah,
on her
right.
lunch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Lunch. I don't think she ever stops walking. I'm pretty sure she has a walking treadmill at her desk or there. And I'm like,
I
we did this
not
competition
surprised.
once. We did a walking competition like step challenge. I was like, how in the actual like fuck did you get that much throughout the day? And I'm like, well, she never stopped. She literally went and she'd walk laps around the building and then all of a sudden she goes back to her desk and she's walking again
She's got
and
like
just
that little
like
6
hammer
mile an
down.
hour Walkman, and she's
Yep.
just
Yep.
sprinting on it while banging out an email.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's freaking
No,
wild, dude.
they're
Yeah.
awesome. They're awesome. I
Well,
love those guys. I love all you guys over there at First
yeah,
Form, but
yeah. Well, and you think about it too, like, dude, that's you're an extension of that in your own right, right? Like, you have
Mhm.
your circle of people to where it's like we never knew each other until we met out at events, right? And then you get to
Yeah.
know different people, hang out, shoot the shit, all that, and then all of a sudden, I think that's like the superpower of social media, right? Because I mean, we maybe see each other a couple times a year out at different events, but then outside of that, like, if it wasn't for social media, we wouldn't see each other or know anything that's ultimately going on,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And I think it's a powerful piece because that also like that's the beauty of social media. There's a lot of negatives and a lot of people like to focus on that shit, but there's so much good if you focus in on like the good aspects of it. It can be used as a powerful tool.
Yeah. No, I
So
agree. I
yeah,
agree. I actually
but
remember how we met because I saw you guys. We were at Broken Bow. It was last year
yep,
at Broken Bow, and uh, you guys are giving away your energy drinks or whatever. And I went over there and grabbed. It was either one of the protein bars or one of the protein drinks. And you come over and you go, "You're freaking jacked, dude." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." Got all giddy. I was like,
yeah,
"Man, the First Form guy thinks I'm jacked." I
Jack.
was like, "Hell yeah, this is it. We're here. We made it."
We made it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love it. Dude, it was yeah, fun times. Like definitely fun times, good times. And even, that's only a few times a year, but it's good stuff. And
Yeah, no,
like
definitely. And we're gonna get more. One of these years, I'm gonna get you guys out here for either mule deer or that goose trip that we do. It's
that'd
gonna
be
be one of
awesome.
them. It's
Yeah.
gonna be one of
Be a
them.
good time.
They're both
That
awesome. They're super
I
fun.
feel it. Yeah. Oh, dude, I going goose hunt. I can imagine going out with like Kaylee and Dre goose hunting and just being out there because you don't necessarily need to be the quietest, but it'd just be a riot and a half.
Oh yeah, with those two,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if we'd shoot anything, but
Yeah. Right.
man, it would be fun. It would
Exactly.
be a good
It
time.
would be
That's
fun.
a big part of like waterfowl hunting for me. Because growing
100%.
up, I did. I mean, I was shooting ducks every day. I was going out and just smoking them like crazy. Me, my brother, and my dad. And then obviously we had friends that did it too, and it was like my dad's friends, and then his kids would come out with us, and those guys they come out every year for that goose trip. We've been doing it for
Gotcha.
what 6, 7 years now.
Yeah.
And it's a great time. We could care less if we shot a goose. We could
Yep.
absolutely care less. It's just about, going out there having fun. Like some mornings it's -30 and windy and we're suffering and we're just having a good time together. That's all that really
Yep.
matters for us. We like hanging out and being able to spend that time together. Growing up doing that, it's kind of like carrying the tradition. I mean, we've been hunting together for 20 years, me and all those guys, and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not even 30 yet. You know, it's
Yeah.
crazy to even think about. Like when I get kids that are older and I'm like, how long have you guys been? We've been hunting together for 40 years. I'm like, Dad, you're
Yeah.
you're 48, bro. It's like, yeah, I know, man.
Right.
But no.
I love it. But dude, that's the awesome piece about hunting, and whether
Hmm.
you're out west, Midwest, waterfall, any of it, like, dude, the experience and memories that are made are things that last literally a lifetime and generations. To your point, like, it's usually the shit that sucks, and then you look back
Hmm.
at it and the stuff you talk around the campfire. It's like, you remember that one time we did that, right?
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, good
Oh wait,
stories are made through that.
just wait till I start delving into the military because I'm sure that whole
Oh
branch is
yeah,
gonna pop up too.
yeah.
Because
Well,
Cole,
it's a
my
total other
roommate knows
piece.
about it. Cole, I mean, we were in it together, man. That's why
Yeah.
I got a piece of hair in my mouth. Ah, good lord. Um, that's like why me and those guys are so close. Is we literally went through arguably like the worst time of your life together, and then you look back at it and you always think about like doing it again. You're like, there's been a couple times I thought about reenlisting, and I'm like, what am I doing? I don't want to do that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But it's
Right.
like the camaraderie that you have with
Yes.
those guys going through those terrible situations, and like, oh my gosh, I still to this day I'm like, how did I even do half of that stuff?
Right.
It's
Yep.
crazy. It's insane. But
Yeah. Well,
we'll get into it.
let's kind of take it back, go back down a little bit of a memory lane. Like,
Mhm.
where I know we hit on different stuff, or kind of like where you're at. I kind of mentioned as far as like Montana. Like, where did you grow up? Kind of give me like kind of a background on you.
So I grew up over in Eastern Washington,
Okay.
in Tri-Cities, Eastern Washington. It's a really nice place, honestly. I personally could probably never move back there ever again, solely because of, the outdoor side of things. It's not too favorable. And
Mm-hmm.
then
Yep.
politics, which I'm not even gonna bother getting into. But
Yeah.
grew up over there, went to high school there. I did not join the military right out of high school. I actually went to college for 3 months, and then I dropped out. And
My man.
yeah, oh yeah, man. We gave it the good old college try,
There you
okay?
go. Yep.
And so I ended up joining the Marines, and my reasoning was there was all of these there was like a chain of ISIS attacks that were going on, or I can't remember if they were specifically ISIS or what. But me as a young, motivated, patriotic American, I was like, dude, I'm gonna do a little bit of research. I'm gonna join the military. So what I did initially is I was gonna join the Navy and
Mm-hmm.
go SEALs.
Gotcha.
I did the buddy program with my buddy Garrett from high school. Great guys. Dude is smarter than anybody I know. Love him to
Yeah.
death. We get to where we're gonna go to MEPS, and the Navy guy, the recruiter, he's like, "What's that on your arm?" I go, "Oh, it's like a little dry skin spot. I've always had it." He's like, "Oh yeah, you can't join with that," because at the time, Barack Obama had like it was the military budget cuts, and so if they could find any little reason not to send you, they would do it. Like that was it,
Hmm.
which is
Yeah.
really smart for budget cuts, honestly, especially in a time where it was. I don't want to say it was peaceful, but it was kind of like chilling here and there.
Yeah.
And so I tried like fighting it, and they're like, "No, no," and I'm like, "Well, this is dumb." So Garrett
Yeah.
leaves. He left without me. That dude gets tossed on a submarine for 6 years. I felt so, dude, dude. I felt so bad. I'm like, I'm so sorry, man. Like, if I
Yeah.
if I knew, but I ended up going into the Marine recruiter, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't care about that." Mainly because they take like fugitives, but they're like, "Yeah, we don't care." Um, so I ended up joining the Marines, and I only did for 4 years, but I did get to go in and I got to do what I wanted to do because I talked to guys before I got in. They're like, if you're gonna go infantry and do anything, be a machine gunner because you guys are like the baddest motherfuckers on earth. And I'm like, hell yeah.
All
And dude, keep in
right.
mind, my
Yeah.
hair, like when I went into the recruiter's office, my hair was like in between my shoulders. Like I had
Oh
long
shit.
hair. Yeah, dude. I was like grungy. And
Okay.
so it was Sergeant Vasquez. I wonder what he's doing now. But he's like, well, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to be a machine gunner. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, we got this 6 year. And I go, nope. I go, I'll do 4. And if I want to re up, I'll re up. And I'm like, well, blah, blah. And I'm like, nope, I'll do the 4 year. Put me in infantry, 03XX, because I want to be a 31. And he stopped fighting me on it immediately. I shipped out in August of 17. So about a year after I graduated. Went to boot camp down there in San Diego, which in and of itself is a very nostalgic thing to even think about because I would never go back to San Diego ever again. But I see videos of it and I always think like, dude, that place was absolute torture because it's right by the airport. So day in and day out, you see these people, landing and taking off, and you're like, why can't that be me? And then as you're getting like slayed out there at the PT field or something.
Yeah. It's like,
But
take me.
I went I went through boot camp. I think I ended as a squad leader for my platoon, and I was the like what do you call it? You don't get like an award for it, I don't think, because I didn't get one. But the platoon high shooter, platoon or company, one of the
Okay.
two. And went over to ITB, and this is when things like started getting a little hairy because you're not guaranteed to get like a specialty in infantry MOS. So like mortarman,
Hmm.
assault, or machine gunner, anything like that.
Yeah.
I signed up for just machine gunner, and I was talking to all the guys afterwards, and they're like, "You didn't sign up for assault or mortars?" And I go, "No." And they're like, "Dude, if you don't get picked, you're like gonna be a rifleman." And I'm like, "Oh, that sucks." And so, and I ended up getting it. Went through, did it was fine, it was good. Got to my unit. I was
Yep.
with 17 Suicide out there in Twin and Palms. I lived out there for 3 years, and then that's like kind of when uh all the fun started, I guess. It was a great time. Looking back at it, obviously in the moment you're
Right.
like, "Ah, this is horrible. This is
Yeah.
terrible."
Yeah.
But it's where I met Zach, my roommate. I can't complain about that. Me and him are really good buddies.
Hmm.
But yeah, I went through and we did how long was that workup? I want to say it was a year and a half workup. I got there 5 months into the workup. And
Hmm.
so I had about a year of just field training, and then I ended up becoming or doing the cert for CLS, which is combat medic.
Hmm.
And so ended up going over to Kuwait. I was there for about a week, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we need you over." Or what was it? No, I'm sorry. Let me backtrack a little bit. We were TRAP Company, which is Tactical Rescue of Aircraft Personnel. So we did a lot of extra training compared to the other platoons. We did
Gotcha.
like, I think everybody ended up doing the Helo Dunker, but we did a lot of like QRF field ops. So we would go out somewhere for a week and basically set up QRF, and then we'd pick up in an Osprey and then go jump out of it somewhere and go save this notional person that doesn't exist, get back in the Osprey and leave. And sometimes they would do it straight out of the barracks. Like we didn't spend a whole lot of time at the barracks. My platoon or my company didn't.
Hmm.
And so they'd be like, "Oh yeah, QRF now," and like team one. And it's like, dude, what? It's like we
What
just got
is
back from the field.
so as a civilian over here? What is QRF? What does that stand for everyone
QRF
who's
is a
listening?
quick reaction force.
Okay, so you're doing a
Yeah,
lot of like
so
like training, like
mhm.
essentially running drills for when shit might actually hit the fan.
Yeah, no, these were, like, full missions. You get the
Hmm.
full, debrief on them, and it was I mean, it's about as realistic as you can get, obviously. I mean, you're doing it with the military, but my CO, Captain Holland, that dude did not mess around. Like, a lot of the guys, they didn't like Captain Holland. And I never understood why, but I think the reason why is because I had a very different perspective on how he was doing things, because he was super hard on us and he trained us really hard. We used to do every Friday, we would do these things called man X's. I don't know what it stands for. It was like a 6 hour workout. It would start at 3 in the morning and we'd end at like noon. Granted, they give us the rest of the day off, but you spend the rest of the day sleeping or like recovering from injuries from the workouts. But a lot of people are like, "Oh, this guy, he's blah blah blah, this and that." I'm like, I think he just wants to see us like be the best version of us possible. And it was like a very like the tough dad approach that he was
Right.
taking with us,
Right.
which I didn't really mind. I didn't like the man X's. They're not
Hmm.
fun.
Yeah.
You'd end up running like total, it would be 7, 8 miles. You'd be doing it with weight. You'd be doing buddy carries. You'd be doing Casevac drills. You'd be running with your gear and, oh, run up to the pool and go swim, 25 laps at the pool. And then after that, you're done. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of stuff, but like
Yeah.
you're out there in 29 Palms. That's the largest base in America, like
Yeah.
in the world.
That's wild.
And so you would end up like out in the middle of the desert and then run back to main side and do whatever. And I understand it was to better us. Granted, I think there probably could have been a better approach because a lot of guys were getting hurt from it. But you
Right.
know, um,
Hmm.
I
That's what.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So yeah, we were doing those. That was any time that we were back in the barracks, which, like I said before, wasn't very often. But it was
Hmm.
one of those things that we definitely didn't look forward to being back in the barracks. But, it did, like, leave us in a readiness state, which was very nice.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I ended up went to, Kuwait. I was there for about a week, and trap usually gets attached to some sort of special forces unit. So, I was 1st platoon, I was 1st squad guns, and they were like, "Yeah, you guys you're going over to Djibouti, you're getting attached to SEALs, and you guys are gonna, do missions with them." And so we're like, "Oh, sick, yeah, that's awesome." Well, right before we left, we ended up having what was it? It the IRGC was blocking the Strait of Hormuz, and like they were shooting down all of our drones and stuff. And that was a really big deal going on at the time. And so they're like, well, the SS Chesty Puller is going to take you guys to Djibouti. You're going to go on boat. The reason why you guys are going on the boat is because you got to defend against the IRGC if they attack the Puller. So we're like, oh, sick. Awesome, dude. We know nothing about like water combat.
Yeah.
Like we didn't train for this at
We
all.
have trained on the land this
Yeah.
entire
I
time.
was like, dude, we get on this thing and I'll be honest with you, I am not scared of really anything. The middle of the ocean terrifies me.
We have that in
I
common.
dude, I was sitting in the back of the Osprey as we're leaving this airbase and I'm looking down and I just see the sand disappear and turn to water and I'm like I look at my buddy Graham and I'm like, dude, oh my God. And he's like, what, man? I was like, I can't do the deep water, dude. I told him, I said, if we go down, I go, don't save me. I'm not taking off my kit. I'm letting it drag me to the bottom. I was like, just let it end quick. And so we made it there safe. They landed it on this super tiny flight deck on the ship, which was
Yep.
amazing to me. I barreled off that thing. I was like, "Get me out of here, dude. This place sucks." So we stayed on ship for a week. We only had one little encounter with the IRGC, and we felt so bad for them that we didn't even bother asking for clearance. We didn't shoot at them or anything. They were in. Keep in mind, like, have you been on like a cruise ship?
I haven't been on a cruise ship. I've been out like 3 hours off, 4 hours off of base. I mean, I've been where you can't see land anywhere around you, but I've never been on a cruise ship.
So out there in like the middle of nowhere, the ocean,
Yeah.
dude, these waves are no joke. Like I
Oh
could
yeah.
not believe. I thought we were like gonna be in the middle of a tsunami. They're huge. They're like they're coming up. I mean, they're standing like 40 feet tall. Huge wave. And
That's wild.
we had 50 cals and 240s. And I was actually working out. They had the ship was actually really cool. The center of it's open.
Hmm.
So it's like all of the storage, where all the storage is at,
Yeah, yeah,
it's all open right there. And then there's a flight deck on top, and then obviously you have down below. So think of like a regular ship with a flight deck as like an awning.
yeah. Okay. Yep.
And the gym was out there in that underneath in that little open area. So while I used to work out in the mornings before the sun came up, and I'd work out as the sun was going down because I was like, this is cool, right? It
Yeah.
just looks cool. It's so so I'm out there working out, and they're like, hey, they're like, we got RGC or whatever, and we get up, and I'm like, that's them, and they're in what's gotta be. I mean, from it looks to me like about an 18-foot John boat
Oh, from you
out in the
being up
middle of the
on
Strait
the
of
ship?
Hormuz.
So you're on the ship looking down on
Yeah,
them or
dude.
what?
I'm looking at this thing, and I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, these guys can't even do anything. How are they going to even hit us? They had a disco on the front, and all you can see is as this thing's riding the waves, this disco is slapping the water off the front of the. I'm like, no way, dude. Like that is crazy. And our clearance to like engage was they had to shoot first because the tensions were super high at the
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
and they knew it. What they would do is they're they're taking this John boat and they're running up, and it's boom, boom, and they're like coming up close to the boat and then backing off, coming up close, backing off. They did it for like 2 hours and then they left. But that was pretty much the extent of the IRGC out in the Strait of Hormuz. I was like, this is all they have is one 18-foot John boat that they're gonna run up on us on. It was really strange to me, but we get to Djibouti, and I was there for maybe an hour. And one of the I can't remember which lieutenant it was. He was a newer guy. He's like, "Hey," he goes, "Did you unpack your stuff?" I go, "I haven't even made it to the room." And he goes, "All right, you're getting on the plane. You got to go back to Kuwait because they need more medics for Baghdad."
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, "I got to leave all the guys that I've been training with for a year and some change to go with everybody with the other platoons." It was kind of disheartening because like
Yeah.
I obviously spent so much time with these guys specifically.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that kind of sucks. And so I got back on the plane, went over to Kuwait, and then from there it was like I don't know, we were up for probably 36 hours, and I got on a plane, went over to Baghdad, and I was there for the rest of the time. It's definitely a very interesting, eye-opening experience being over there. I don't know if a lot of people have
And
been to third world countries. I don't know if I'd say Iraq is a third world country per se, but at the time they were definitely acting like one.
mhm.
So
That
the
when you say no, you're good.
are
When
you
you
losing me?
say hot, no, I'm here. Can you hear me? It's showing that we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might have
Okay.
lagged a little bit, but we'll be good. When you say kind of going like interesting, right? Like, what do you mean by that? Like
You're talking about the country?
going over, yeah, to like Baghdad. Like I haven't been. I mean, I've been to like shitty parts of like Mexico, things like that, but I've never
Mhm.
been over there. I've never been to Haiti. I know some of the team have gone there for like 30 for the kids and that, and just kind of, I mean, seeing literally poverty at its best, right?
Yeah.
But when you say like most people probably don't experience that, or it's you said it's like interesting. Like, what do you mean by interesting?
Well, let me ask you this. What do you know about Baghdad, Iraq?
lot of shit's gone down, wars, all sorts of different stuff. That's
Exactly.
literally that's the extent of it. The only thing I know.
Exactly. You don't nobody has like a good actual depiction of how these places are
Right.
because of the way that the media shapes it, right?
Exactly.
So, Baghdad in and of itself, here's why it's interesting. For one thing, they love Tom Cruise. It's it's insane. We had a little TV. It was probably about this big.
Yep.
And there's only a handful of channels. One of them only played Tom Cruise movies.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was
That's
awesome. And we
wild.
left it running all the time.
Nonstop. Mission Impossible,
The
just a
other
full recite.
Yeah. The other thing too is in Baghdad, there's like 7 Ferris wheels,
Hmm.
and we could see them from post, and I'm like, "What is up with these dudes and their Ferris wheels, bro? Like, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, there's one behind us, there's 3 over here, they're all over the place." The people of Iraq, like the nationals,
Hmm.
very nice people, very open. They are in full support of America. A lot of them want
Yeah.
Iraq to be just like America. Even the president of Iraq wants to be like America. A lot of people think that they don't, they want to do their own thing and blah blah blah. No, they don't. No, they don't. Iraq, I know for a fact that those guys, they don't want to deal with ISIS. They were trying to get them out. We were working with um the the BSEF dudes, the Baghdad Security Forces guys, and they're like, no, like everybody's just like us too. We don't want to deal with any of the extremists or the terrorists or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
a problem.
Right.
And while we were there, like you're talking, it was getting hot and bothered during Ramadan. It was when I was there, and they were telling us like, yeah, you guys can't chew in front of them. And I said, yeah, right. I'm not partaking in Ramadan. I'll do whatever I want.
Right.
And so, um, what we didn't know was that these extremists, they take Ramadan like insanely serious, right? And
Yep.
even though you have people that are trying to be, I guess the correct term, I don't know if I want to say progressive. You have people in the country that want to be more free-willed, and just
Yep.
they're not doing anything wrong. They just want to have more freedoms. Dude, the stuff that we saw over there and that we couldn't do anything about was absolutely insane. There was there was this little shop like not too far away from where we were at, and I guess they were selling alcohol, and somebody, I believe it was ISIS, had found out. They straight up drove a car right into the shop and blew it up because they were selling alcohol during Ramadan. It's stuff like that, you know. And
Yeah.
I obviously it's not going to get media coverage here because over here it
Right.
doesn't matter. But the even the thought of that, like being here, the thought of that
Hmm.
happening is just absolutely insane. And it
Yep.
was stuff like that all the time. It was literally, if it wasn't every day, it was every other day. Big P bid, big V bid going off. A P bid is a person born ID, and
Yep.
then V bid is vehicle born ID.
Gotcha.
It
Okay.
was
Yeah.
nuts. But I mean, the people of Iraq, they were super nice. I went to a vendor and um I bought a shirt because I thought it was hilarious. It cost me like $10. I still have it. I don't think I have it here, but I was talking to this dude, and I was looking around a shop, and he makes all these shirts, and I go, what does that say up there? And it's this red shirt, and he goes, this make Iraq great again. We love Donald Trump. I was like, oh my god! I said, give me that shirt right now. So I bought that shirt in Baghdad, and I have it at the house. Dude, it was awesome. But no, the
Yeah.
people there,
Well,
I
I think
I
that.
think it was just recently, I just saw a post that there's like some tensions going on over in Iraq because the president over there is trying to eradicate all of this, unnecessary
Yeah.
violence and stuff,
Yep.
because he does want people over there to be more free.
Yeah.
which is really nice to see. But
Right. It's just like
you're
that. That I think a lot of it too. I mean, just not to cut you off, and it is
no,
like
you're good.
the perception, especially for me, because all you get is from either the news or different media places. We don't have news or TV, anything like that. So it's usually through other media channels
Hmm.
and just individuals. But it's just that it's so easy to get sucked into that perception of, everything going on with ISIS and all that stuff to where that's the people of Iraq, right?
Yeah,
Versus, hey, no, like there is the people of Iraq, and then there are, to your point, like the extremists, ISIS, and those individuals that literally just give it a horrible name. It's no different than like, I guess you could look at it different. Other people might think it's different, but I think it is like the perception of New York in
hmm,
America. Everyone thinks New York is horrible in many different facets and politics and all this different stuff. When reality is like upstate New York's beautiful. It's
yeah.
just the city and the things that happen inside of the city creates such a bad name for the entire state. No different than
There's
California,
with the
right?
media. The problem with the media, I don't watch the news. I don't even bother turning it on. It's all a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
What they do is, let's say we got a map, right? And there's all this good stuff going on everywhere. But over here in this unknown area, we've got this crazy thing that happened and they hyper focus it.
Yep.
And it's all of the news media. And it's a metaphor, obviously, but, and they do it with everything because that's what gets
The
the people
views.
fed,
Yep. Yep.
And so once you kind of experience something like that, or even like with the stuff going on right now, I don't even know how people can sit there and watch the news. I'm
I
like,
know.
this is ridiculous, dude. Like all the stuff going on, it's nuts. But
Right.
um, yeah.
Well,
So I was over there for what 8 9 months.
hmm
Came home. Um, after I didn't get to go on what do you deployment leave like right after I got home. I was back at base until Christmas, which was I think like an extra 2.5 months or something. So go home on deployment leave. When we came back, we had gotten a
hmm
new commandant, and I can't remember who it was, but he took uh the First Marine Division off of the Special MAGTF. So Special MAGTF is all the guys that go over to the Middle East, like frequent. And
Gotcha.
so they took tell me what sense this makes. They took the unit that lives and trains in the most accurate area to the Middle East, and they took all those units and said, "You guys are going to go to Australia and Hawaii and train." Doesn't make any sense to me. I don't. I as soon as I heard it, I said, "I'm out. I'm done. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to Australia to go dink around with these goofballs and train over in Australia. I have all of these skills. I feel like it's my responsibility to be able to put it into a position where it's like useful for other people, right? Like I
Right.
understand training my boots and stuff. Yeah, of course that's useful, but that's a select group. We're talking about a group of 10 guys
hmm
for training. Why could I do that when I could go, do something else? So what I did is I called the monitor, which is like it's kind of a big no-no. But I called him and I said, "Hey, I want new orders." And I said, "You can send me to Japan." And he said, "You're voluntarily going to Japan." I said, "Yeah." And I don't know what the big fuss is about Japan. Everybody's, "Oh, Japan sucks. Japan this, Japan." I had a great time. It was awesome. I love Japan. It was amazing. That like the year and a half that I got to live there, it was phenomenal. So he kicks me over there. I became a infantry instructor for all of the non-infantry guys. And I'm like, dude, this is perfect. I literally had like 7,000 Marines underneath me for training. So what I did when I first got there, revised every single PowerPoint, every single class. I
Mhm.
became a instructor and oh, what was the other name for it? Basically the guy who can work on and create new ranges on the ISMIT, which is uh indoor simulated marksman trainer. So it's basically
Okay.
like you have the real guns and they shoot lasers.
Right. Yep.
So what I did was I went out to the ranges that we had,
Yep.
took pictures, remade the ranges on the ISMIT, like with the laptop, and I made a
Yep.
bunch of other different ones too, like ones for, having fun because
Different scenarios
I'm
and
not
things
a
of that nature.
yeah, yeah. And so I ended up, doing that every week. I would have a new class and train them for a week, and uh it was awesome. I met a lot of good people from it, a lot of people I'm still in contact with.
That's
Um
awesome.
like my
Yeah.
students and stuff. Everybody it was funny. Everybody started calling me like sergeant and staff sergeant. I was like, guys, you guys can't be doing that. You're gonna get me in trouble because I was a
I am
lance
not.
corporal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a
Okay.
lance corporal.
Gotcha.
And there was one time I went to I don't know why I'm forgetting the name of the base just next door because I was on Kinzer and it wasn't Schwab. Schwab was way up north. There's a really nice one, really nice base. Like they got everything
Mhm.
over there. And so I was over there. I'll figure out the name in a minute. But I went over there for a class and I didn't have my blouse on with my rank or anything. And one of the gunnies comes over and he's like, hey, Staff Sergeant Dubois. And I'm like, what? I said, who told you I was a staff sergeant? And he goes, you're not? And I go, no. And he goes, oh, sorry. He goes, Sergeant Dubois. And I said, where are you getting this info from? Goes- He goes, he goes, what's your rank? I said, I'm a Lance Corporal. And he goes, no, you're not. He goes, you're pulling my leg. I said, no. I said, I'm a Lance Corporal. And he goes, you're joking. And I showed him my blouse and he's like, dude, he goes, how are you not a sergeant? Or I was like, I don't know. I'm just here to work, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm here having a good time hanging out. I'm not worried about rank.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yep.
mean anything to me really in the grand scheme of things. But
Eh,
no, dude, Japan, if you have never been, when your daughter gets older to where she can like actually remember it and
Yeah.
embrace the culture,
Yep.
take her to Japan. It is one of the
Dude,
best countries on earth. I
so
swear on my life.
so that's actually something Tina and I have looked at, like trips. Japan's one of the ones who are up there, and correct me
Make
if
it
I'm wrong
higher.
here, right? Make it higher. Okay. Is because everything we've read or heard, and I mean, she's the one who does like a lot of research on it because we don't want to be the parents that are just like homebodies. Like we want her to
Mhm.
experience things. And honestly, shit, going to other countries is cheaper than going to do different shit around here.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
we want her to be cultured that way. So we've talked about Japan, but we she has told me, and I've learned a little bit, of course, through her and her, her dive into it is like they're very, like children safe, like they're very sacred towards kids, and just
Mhm.
is that a true thing?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Japan is one of the safest countries that you can go to. The people there are very accepting and they're very hospitable, super nice, and dude, the it's clean too. There's no homeless
yeah,
people anywhere. There's
hmm,
you don't see
yep,
like bad people walking around. Like yeah, they have their little what's the name of that gang out there? There's a gang out there, but I mean
Crips.
it's not not no. No. No, there's definitely your odds of seeing somebody of the African American history out there is slim to none.
Gotcha.
That was a big shock to me too, was
Huh.
their reception to that. They're like
Yeah.
not fans.
Huh.
And
That's
that's
wild.
another thing too. I was like, I'm actually surprised because everybody kind of points out like America as being the racist ones. I was like, have you guys been to Japan? Like, it's pretty bad over there, dude. But as long
Huh.
as you're like, respectful and everything, they don't really care.
Yeah.
But they do segregate out there. There's a lot of places that I couldn't go into because I was not Japanese,
Hmm.
which is kind of, it's like, that sucks. But, move on. You can go to the
Yeah.
next closest spot. But the food out there, phenomenal. Amazing. There's McDonald's in Japan, the only McDonald's I'll go to. It was dude, it
I've
was
heard, how is it
so
amazing? I've heard that
good.
100 times.
Oh, well, it doesn't taste like a bunch of processed garbage,
That's wild.
and I remember when we first got there, it was me, Owen, who he was a 81's Mortarman, Tran, who was also 81's, and then Varela, who was 61's with me. He was a Mortarman specifically in Suicide Charlie. The other two guys run weapons company, so they're like the mobilized unit, so they run on the Humvees and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And Owen was like, "We got to go to McDonald's." He goes, "I know it's different out here. Let's go." And so we went there, dude. Teriyaki burger with pineapple on it. You got shrimp burgers. You got all of this crazy stuff, and I'm like, "What the heck?" So what we started, and it's insanely cheap. It's
That's wild.
dumb cheap out there. So we ordered one of everything that we didn't have here in America, and we all tried to bite. Dude, none of it was bad. We very occasionally went to McDonald's in Japan, and it's phenomenal.
That's
But
wild.
aside from that, like the sushi there is great. Obviously, it's like home of the sushi. They got the little bars with the plates that you can just take. Dude, that's amazing. The looks that we would get, because out there in Japan, they're not used to big portions.
Gotcha. Yep. They're not used to the Western portions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So we went into this pizza place one time. And their pizzas their portions overall are significantly smaller. Went to this pizza place and we're like, yeah, we need a pizza, I need one, he needs one, he needs one, he needs one, and he needs one. And also, like, why don't you send that fondue fountain out here? And so we're all sitting there, and the lady looks at us and she's like, "Are you sure?" And we're like, "Yeah, one for each of us. One pizza for each of us, and then the fondue fountain, please." And so she's like, "One sec." She goes and grabs the chef, and he comes out and he looks and he goes, "Are you guys sure?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're positive." Because we can see how big it's like a personal pan pizza. That's
Yeah,
how
it's like
big
a
their
pan pizza
large
here.
is. Yeah, that's how
That's
big their
wild.
large is out there. Right? So
Yeah.
they bring them out and we house these things, and they're like, "We've never seen anybody eat like that ever." And they were amazed. They were,
Photos are going on the wall. New
yeah.
challenge.
I was like,
That's
"You guys should
wild.
do food challenges here for the Americans." Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, man, the people out there are awesome. I've actually the only reason I haven't moved out there is because of hunting.
Yep.
It's the only reason why. I did when I was out there, me, Owen, Donnie, and Nam and Varela, we got spearfishing gear,
Okay.
and we would free dive and go spearfish all weekend. It
Really?
was, dude, it was so cool because once you start getting really good at it, you start doing like really risky stuff, and it's really fun. So the first time we went out, it was probably 2 weeks after we got there. And we went out to this place where the water is like, it's pretty shallow, like waist high, but we're all swimming, and there's so much wildlife out there that's like just living in the shallow water. It was crazy. There's
Yeah.
pufferfish and these weird like sea cucumber things, and they're everywhere, but they're like living,
Yeah.
like worming around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this
That's
is
wild.
so weird. But we ended up getting really good at it. So there's this cove. I have a picture of it. I'll have to send it to you. There's this big, huge cove, and it's really shallow, and then it drops off to like 30, 40 feet.
Oh, wow.
And there's tons of fish out there. And there's
Yeah.
these underwater rock caverns
Oh,
that
shit.
what we would do is I would go swim in one side, and I'd have all my buddies waiting on the other side in the water. And as soon as the fish came out, they're throwing spears at them like crazy, dude. And we would just go nuts, cook fish on the beach. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Hell yeah.
It
I bet
was
it was good.
super cool. But yeah, I did that until I got out, and then got out, came home, and
So when you got out,
area.
when did you then move to Montana?
Okay, so oh yeah, I guess I missed that part. I moved to Montana right when I joined the Marine Corps.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So about 10 years ago now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So you moved to Montana and then you went and jumped in. So then like,
Yeah, it was actually on my boot leave. I
oh,
moved on
really?
my boot leave. I literally spent my boot leave moving to Montana from Washington.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And is that like when you came back? I know you've been hunting for so long. So of course you were hunting with your dad before you went in.
Mhm.
Like, I guess is your dad who introduced you to hunting then?
Yeah, my dad and my grandpa.
Okay.
My grandpa Hollis. So we grew up, started out fishing. Me and Gabe would go fishing all the time. Um, Actually, I think the first time I went fishing was with my uncle Todd because I have a picture of it, and I caught a fish that was about the size of me, which doesn't really say much because I was like 5. But um, we would go fishing with my grandpa pretty regularly,
hmm
and then when because they had like an age limit to when you could start hunting in Washington or get your license, and
Yep.
I want to
Okay.
say it was like 7 or 8. It was like the
Yep.
first year that we could hunt, we were hunting.
Yeah. Yep.
And so we our first hunt that our dad took us on, it was a combo hunt. So in the morning, we'd go duck hunting. Then in the afternoon, we'd go shoot pheasants. And we did
Hell
it
yeah.
way out in like in Colotus or something, Colotus, Washington. Way out in the middle of nowhere, big farmland area.
hmm
And that was like your introduction. I mean, growing up, we tagged along with him. My dad told me, he was like, I was taking you and Gabe hunting in the duck blind when you guys were in diapers.
Yep.
He goes, I'd
That's
just
awesome.
bundle up your thing and then set you in there. He used to take us out to the old mud holes in Burbank, Washington, right off the railroads.
Just
And
have you in your little car seat or your little cubby or
yeah,
whatnot and bundled up.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. He said you guys didn't really seem to care all that much, and that's I remember as a kid, and looking back, I think this is hilarious. We would be hunting with my dad. Obviously, we can't shoot. We're like blowing our duck calls, which we actually, me and my brother picked up fairly young how to act like legitimately work a duck call.
hmm
And so we're doing all this work, but we have to rely on my dad's shooting. So if we called these ducks in and my dad missed, we were like, "What the heck's going on?" Like, come on, man. We're like freaking out. Dude, my brother used to get so mad if my dad would miss the duck and we were sitting there calling.
yeah.
He used to get so fired up. It was hilarious. It was so funny. But
yeah.
yeah, that's how we started. And then, during hunting, the duck hunting season out there in Washington is fairly long. I want to say it starts, well, that might be just a youth hunt. Starts like mid end of September and goes until like the beginning of February. It's a really long
hmm
waterfowl season. And we would go out virtually every single weekend. Go out, shoot a limit of ducks, shoot a 3-man limit of ducks, come home, do it, cleaning birds, do that all weekend, every weekend, day in and day out. And my dad was like putting us through the ringer on some of these hunts too, because there's this spot out there just outside of Tri Cities. It's before, no, it's past Burbank, Washington, called the Peninsula Unit. And the blind number 1 is like that's the spot. So the way that it works for a lot of spots out there is they have like these units, and first come, first serve on the blind spots. If you, as
hmm
long as you're the first
Yep.
one out there, you're chilling.
Yep.
Like, obviously, you can invite other people to come hunt with you. There's no limit on how many people you can have in the blind. But,
Right.
um, yeah, we never. I think there was maybe a couple times there were some cool guys, and we are like, yeah, no, he's gonna hunt with us. But blind number 1 of the Peninsula Unit, that was like a 3.5 mile walk. Now you take
Okay.
me, and my brother, when I'm 9, he's 8,
hmm
and there's snow like above our knees, and he wants us to push this cart to blind number 1. And we're like, "You're insane, dude. Like, this is crazy." And this is one of those things that's like, I have no idea how we did it. Me and my brother, I don't know how we went out there, we limited out in like 10 minutes, came back. And I was like, "Man, that was quick." I was
Yeah,
kinda
no,
hoping we'd get a longer break, you
yeah,
know?
no kidding.
But,
That's
yeah, no,
wild.
we
Huh.
we were trudging through there. There was a lot of times we were doing stuff like that.
So when did it segue to like the big game side of things? Of course, a lot of waterfowl fishing that, but like when did that kind of kick in for you?
Well, big game in Washington is, it's a little bit different. It's not as easy to get I don't know how it is now. I know back then it wasn't easy to get tags. So, I wanna say I shot my first deer, I don't know, I was probably 9 or 10. I shot a
Okay.
doe. It was me, I believe my brother was with us. He didn't have a tag. Me,
Hmm.
my dad, my brother, and, my I say he's my friend now, Mike Moore, and he actually moved out here too. He lives right down the road from me right now.
Okay.
And, we go out to this area, and dude, when you talk about a pumpkin patch, I mean, there's people everywhere. You see people
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yep. Yep.
And over in Washington, in Eastern Washington, it's not like in some areas you get a lot of these, mountainous type, but a lot of it's rolling hills and like farmland.
Hmm.
So we're walking around, blah blah, blah, doing whatever, bebopping around, and then he goes, "Hey, there's a doe like 200 yards away right there." And I had a Savage 243. Dude, this thing was
Nice.
probably $100. Like I don't know where it's at now. It's
I was gonna
probably
say I have
somewhere.
some ammo here
Yeah,
if you need some.
dude, I slammed that gun down, and the only deer that I've dropped right in its tracks was that first doe. Actually, not true. My first buck, I also did, but dude, smack that doe, and "Yeah," like everybody's freaking out and screaming, and we go run up to it, and
Yeah.
Mike's helping, showing me how to clean it and all this stuff, and that was so for me. I was like, I like this more than duck hunting. Like hunting these
Hmm.
big animals, this is way cooler to me.
Yeah.
And my brother's over the past like couple of years, he's finally gotten on that train.
Hmm.
And I think a big part of it too is out here in Montana, there's you don't get a lot of waterfowl hunting. You get 2 good weeks out of the year. After that, you're pretty much scratch, you know.
Gotcha. Yep.
Um, so for me, that was my segue into it. And then I mean, I didn't shoot my first buck until I was 18 years old, 19 years old. It was right before I left for the Marine Corps when I shot my first buck.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
personally, I'm so glad that it happened that way because I mean, I shot anytime I had a tag, I shot a doe. But out there over in Washington, it wasn't as easy because you had to shoot a 3 pointer better. Obviously, we
Yep.
don't have any private land hookups. Nobody wants to let you hunt on their private land. There was always some like existential circumstance as to why I couldn't shoot a buck or whatever. And
Hmm.
the first time that I did, it was actually like it's in my opinion, it's a very cool story of how everything played out because my dad had gotten permission from the sheriff from the county over to hunt it. He had like it was a sliver of property. It was not a lot of property, but he had like a
Yeah.
couple of decent little wells in there. So we go over there and it's muzzle loader. So you get one shot. It's one and done, man. You better hit.
Yep.
In Washington, it's iron sights only. So I'm like
Nice.
17, 18 years old, rocking iron sights muzzle loader. And we're walking around, not seeing anything. Well, we go down the drive and here's this truck, and these guys are dragging 3 bucks into their truck. And my dad's like, we're the only people that have permission out here. He goes, because I asked Mike, who the sheriff was at the time. Or I don't think that was his name. No, no, Mike was the fake name that the one of the guys gave. So the when we pull up, my dad goes, "What are you guys doing?" "Oh, we're just hunting our buddy's property, blah blah this and that." He goes, "Oh yeah?" He goes, "Who's your buddy?" He goes, "Oh, Mike, yeah, Mike." He goes, "Mike who?" He goes, "Oh well, he manages the property out here." And my dad looks around and he goes, sagebrush? He manages sagebrush? Because it wasn't farmed. It was all
Yeah.
sage. Everything was sage
Yeah.
and reed
It
and all that
wasn't
crap.
farmed or anything like that. Yeah. Yeah.
And he goes, so you guys know who owns this? He goes, it's actually the sheriff of the county. He goes, I'm giving him your guys' license plate. He goes, get out of here. And shooting a buck in Washington at the time, it felt like an impossible task. So I see these
Mm-hmm.
3 dudes dragging bucks out, and my dad had a muzzleloader tag too. So I was like, dude, we could have like doubled up on bucks. And I'm like, kicking rocks. I'm like super pissed off. We go hike this area, and I jump up a couple does, and I'm like, dude, we're cooked. We might as well just go home. So we we get in the truck and we're heading back, and uh my dad stops, and I look up at we're sitting in front of this finger, and I'm like, I'm gonna walk this real quick. It's only like 200 yards. Like
Mm-hmm.
off chance that there's a buck in here, I spook him up and get a shot on him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, all right, yeah, cool. So I'm walking up, and there's this big sage bush. And I mean, this thing's standing over, it's like 7 feet tall, huge sage bush. And I'm walking up to it, and I'm kind of like using the barrel of my gun and looking underneath to see, because the mule deer, if dude, you can stand right on top of it, and if it does, or if you don't know that it's there, he won't move.
Hmm.
They will not move. They're extremely stealthy animals. For animals that live out in the open, obviously you kind of have to be.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, they're really sneaky deer.
Hmm.
So I'm like checking underneath this bush, and as I pull up on the other side of it, like 10 feet away, this buck jumps out. And I'm looking because you have to identify 3 points. And I'm like, I think I see 3. Pull up my muzzleloader. He's running, quartered away running. And I go, boom, just sent one at him. Dude, right in the back, and came out here. So it hit his spine, but he was running upwards. So it hit his spine and then
Yeah.
popped out of the other side. And he drops. And I'm like, no way. I'm like, that was like a 150-yard muzzleloader shot with open sight. And so my dad is sitting at the bottom of this hill, and he rolls down the window, and he goes, quit messing around. And I go, I just shot a buck. And he goes, no, you didn't. He goes, you're just shooting to trick me. And I go, no, dude, I just shot a buck. He's a nice buck too. He was really tall and wide, but
Yeah.
he's 3x3. Obviously, at the time, I was like, this is badass.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So he's like, are you messing with me? I said, no, dude, I just shot a buck. So we run up there, and dude, I was like through the roof,
Oh, I'm
stoked
sure.
about it. And then
Hell
from
yeah.
that point on, I've always had this mantra for whenever I'm hunting my big game: try to shoot something that's the same size or bigger than your PR. If you can't find one, shoot it up. At the end of the game, it's just for the meat anyway, right? The horns
Mm-hmm.
horns don't matter. Like, yeah, they look awesome on the wall. I have some really badass bucks on the wall
Yep.
from a lot of hard work. I mean, I've put in a lot of mileage in these mountains out here,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have no problem shooting a doe. I have no problem shooting a cow. It doesn't make a difference. As long as I have meat from it, that's
Yeah.
really what matters. Because I genuinely think it's like some of the best tasting food, especially now with all this crap that they're putting in our stuff. But
Oh, dude.
yeah,
100%.
yeah. It was definitely a great experience. And then the year after, my brother goes and shoots a buck in the finger across the road from where I shot mine.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
it
cool.
was
Dude,
weird circumstances.
yeah, and isn't it wild? Like that's, dude, those bigger bucks, like you can never. And this is just, I mean, I think anyone. Now, I do want to get into kind of like your hunting like philosophy and like how you kind of go. Not necessarily philosophy. You don't need to be that nerdy with it, but like It is so easy, especially because I have a good handful of individuals who have never hunted before that have
Mhm.
listened to the show, and that just because it's a small little finger, right, or that small little bush or that little CRP grass land, like, dude, you'll drive past that big buck every single day,
Yep.
like, and you'll never know they're there. One of the biggest bucks to date for me, I would walk past him by about 60 yards every day on my way to the tree stand until I finally figured out where his bed was in one random day that I decided to walk out a different route right
Mhm.
past this little rock pile that was surrounded by no bigger than the basement that I'm in right now,
Yeah.
right? There's nothing, it was like in the middle of a field, and it's just, you would have never guessed that it would have been sitting right in there, but he would watch me every single, I had no doubt that he would watch me every single day, either going in or coming out. And I decided to just go through one spot, and sure as shit, he came busting out of there like a bat out of hell.
Yeah.
And same thing, I mean, same with elk. I mean, you'll even elk that I've gone up, the last bull at a harvest, would have never, we've driven past the place I went and decided to go up in hundreds of times in the amount of time that I've gone out Colorado, and never thought to go to that spot because it's like, that's just too close to where we're at.
Mhm.
So I- you can't down those little hidden spots, because that's those big bucks or those elk or anything, like, they know where they're safe.
Yeah. Well, you know that the buck I shot last year, the mule deer, that
Mm-hmm.
old warrior that I shot,
Yeah,
first off, he wasn't even the biggest buck that I saw on this chunk of land.
that's wild.
The only reason I decided to take him instead of the other one was because I could tell he was about, if he wasn't already a year in decline, he was going to be. And so
Gotcha.
it's like this
Yeah.
deer's like 8, 9 years old. You could very prominently see like this dude is grayed out like this. He doesn't look like a
Mm-hmm.
mule deer, like he's getting
Yeah.
gray, like super
Yeah.
gray. Bro, that piece of land wasn't even like a square mile. Like it was so small and there were deer everywhere in it. And people look over it. People don't want to put in the work. Like, yeah, I'll be honest. The hike out with that thing blew chunks. I hated it. I hated every single step of it until I got to flat land.
Yep.
But it's so worth it. And like, yeah, like you got to endure what, 25 minutes of pain hiking this thing out. Granted, I kind of messed up because me and my brother, seasoned veterans in hunting, right? Like putting the stealth on this bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
We get up on him. I shoot him from like this finger down, and from the top looking down, you're looking at these fingers, you're like, this is easy. It'll be easy. No big deal. Dude, let me tell you about why that was blatantly false. So shoot him, and he's running. My brother's like, "You gonna put another one in him?" I go, "No, he's gonna go down. He's just adrenaline dumping right now." And he goes and then falls, and I'm like, "Thank God!" Like punch tag, first day of hunting. It was awesome. So I was like, "Let's go down. We'll walk back to the I guess the webbing of the finger, and we'll walk down from there." He's like, "Okay." Dude, oh my gosh, we're walking down. We get to a point where if we cross, we cannot come back up this way because there's all of these deep wells, like 50, 60 feet deep. Like if you fall, you are going to severely hurt yourself.
Yeah.
And we got our packs and our guns and everything and bino harnesses, and
Mm-hmm.
we're walking down and we get to like a little landing and we're almost to the bottom, and I go, "Yeah, we might have messed up, man." And I was like, "This is this is this is this is gonna suck." So we get down there, clean him, and my brother's like, "Well, what do you want me to take?" And I said, "You know what?" I go, "Take the front shoulders and like take a back strap." Keep in mind, I smoked this thing in the shoulder, so it's like there's like one and a half front shoulders,
Yeah, it's
and
already
then the back straps.
tenderized. Yeah. Yep.
And he's like, "What are you gonna take?" I was like, "I'll take the back legs, I'll take the pelt, and I'll take the head." And he's like, "Okay." Yeah, he's stoked. And so, bro, I put this pack on, and I'm laying there on my back, and I go, I was like, "Oh no." I was like, "That's not a good sign." And I go, "Hey, you're gonna have to help me up." And he goes, he's like, "You joking?" And I said, "No." I was like, this pack's heavy, bro." And so he helps me up, and I stand up, and I'm like, "This is gonna be brutal. Like, this is gonna hurt really bad." Because I mean, I already have, like, lower body extremity issues, like, with both my knees, my ankles, and hips from the military,
Yeah.
my lower back. I right off a rip, I could feel my hips just spike up, and I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be brutal."
This is
So
gonna be fun.
yeah, so my brother, like, he's, like, making all these leaps and bounds across this empty creek bed, and he gets up to the base of the hill because we sat there for a minute, and I'm like, "We gotta find the best route up,"
Mhm.
which the best none of this looks good.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Yeah, yeah." So we find this, uh, what looked to be the shortest finger. It was probably 75 yards up, pretty much straight vertical, 75 yards.
Mhm.
And, it's got, like, those they're little wells, they're not as deep, so if you fall, we're not, like,
When
in
so
as
when
bad of
you
a spot.
when you say wells, I got I'm not thinking like a wishing well, right? But like,
No.
are you saying just like a cavern that kind of drops
Yeah.
out, or
Yeah, like a
yeah, okay,
cavern. It's
yep,
basically like a big, deep washout, essentially,
washout,
is what
yep,
it is. Yeah,
yep,
but it comes in the form of, like, a crack about this big.
yep,
You know,
yep,
it's about 3 feet wide, and
yep,
then goes, like, 60 feet deep.
yep,
So, he's, like, crosses this creek bed going up all this steep stuff before he gets to the base, and I find this easy route down and around through and up, like, a nice little level area. And he goes, "Why are you walking like that?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You're, like, limping." I go, "Yeah, dude, this is killing me right now, and we haven't even started the worst part yet." And he goes, "It can't be that bad." I was like, "I don't know, man. This pack is feeling pretty heavy, like 200 heavy. Like, this
mhm,
is PTSD heavy from from the military, you know?"
yeah,
And he's like, "No, there's no way." I was like, "When we get up to the truck," I go, "You go ahead and put it in the bed. How does that sound? And you tell me how much it weighs, because I'm telling you right now, we're around 175 at least, like,
yeah,
give or take."
yep, mhm,
So I'm like, "I need you to go first and find, like, the safest route up for me, because there's too much weight on me. It's gonna be
yeah,
tough." So he goes first, and then I'm like falling, dude, baby stepping up this thing, and it was the longest 20 minutes of my life. The hardest 75 yards you could have ever climbed. I'm, like, on my hands and knees, I'm throwing my rifle on my neck and, like, crawling up this thing with the pack on.
yep.
And he's like, "Yeah, you almost got it, man." And I'm like, "Oh, come up there and I'm gonna beat your ass." No.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
No, we made it we made it up to the top, and from there it was level, which was really nice. And, you start feeling that sense of, like, accomplishment after you get
Mhm,
the hard part done.
yeah. Well, dude,
Well, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Uh So before the hunt even started, my brother, he's like, "Did I pack my spotting scope?" And I'm like, "I didn't see it on your pack." This dude was looking for his spotting scope the entire hunt. And he was like, he goes, "I think I dropped it." And I was like, "Well, don't worry about it, because I track all of my hikes, so we can just follow the trail back." So at this time, we had forgotten about the spotting scope, that it was even lost. And my
Yep,
brother, we're probably 150 yards from the truck. And my brother goes, "The only thing that can make this day better right now," he goes, "is if my spotting scope showed up." I was like, "Yeah, that'd be pretty cool." We walk like 10 more yards, and I go, "Dude," I go, "there's your spotting scope." And he's like, "Yes!" We were all screaming, jumping up and down. We made we made it over
Small
to the
victories.
yeah, oh man, it was awesome. We made it over to the fence, and I pick up my pack to give to him, and he grabs it, and he's like, "Oh my gosh." He's like, "You weren't kidding. This thing's heavy." I was like, "Yeah, dude, that dude's heavy." But
Yeah.
so worth it, man. One of the better hunts
Yeah,
that
dude.
I stored in the memory bank.
Well, I mean, just going off of that piece, kind of, tying a few things together, you hit a lot on, just within the Marine background, going over there and just like enduring the suck with other guys, right? Like
Yeah.
I've never served, didn't do anything of that nature, but, back when I had my CrossFit gym, it was really, you know, I lived with a couple guys. One guy was in the National Guard, and another was Marine. I played dad in between them, especially when we went out drinking and different stuff. It was always some
Yeah,
sort of shit talk that would start.
that's typical.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That's a standard
But
issue.
100%. I mean, we had a lot of fun, a lot of good times. But the having the gym back in the day, CrossFit gym, like I had a lot of guys who were prior military, whether they were prior or active, and that was the similar bond between hunting, CrossFit, and like just fitness in general, and the military was just like that shared suffering to where you just like whether you got done with a hard workout and everything, you're like,
Mhm.
fuck, you remember that one time, like you're just gritting and grinding through it and you're probably talking some shit while it's all going down.
Oh,
Right. And
yeah,
like you get
all the
through it.
time.
It's like, I'm gonna kill you when I'm done with this. I just can't breathe right now. Right.
Yeah.
Same. And I'm assuming that's probably like the a similar piece, for you coming from the military to the hunting side of things. Do you feel like there's quite a similarity between kind of that shared suffering?
In in ways, yes. Definitely, like, when you're walking around, like, hiking with your gun, and now with hunting gear too, hunting gear is basically like military gear. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's rocking chest rigs with the binos, and they got dude, some guys, like, carry around range cards. I'm like, "Why are you carrying around a range card for?"
Right.
Like, I would get if it's a dope chart, but a range card, I think you're doing a little bit too much, pal. Like,
Right. Right.
uh, there are a lot of similarities. For me, what I notice in myself when it comes to the similarity between hunting and the Marine Corps is 2 things. 1, whenever I'm hiking, especially out here, because like, it's not like other places, you gotta put in effort.
Hmm.
And it's not like, "Oh, I only gotta put in effort for this little bit." No, it's pretty much the entire time you're
Hmm.
overexerting yourself, right? And so you have to learn how to manage that, which it's a lot easier because obviously you're not in the military. But the other thing too is when I was in the Marines, we did so many hikes with so much weight. And what I thought to myself all the time when I was like about to give up on these hikes is if you stop, it's going to make it worse. It's going to make everything that you do from here on out worse because you're already adapting to the pain from this hike. If you just keep going, keep it that same level, you'll be fine. If you stop and you let your body rest, you have to work yourself back up to that pain. And
Hmm.
you're going to hate yourself. It's going to suck.
Hmm.
You got to find like your little happy medium with it. So like when I'm hunting and I'm hiking, I have noticed me and my brother, we hike a lot faster than our friends.
Hmm.
Um, but one of my buddies out here, Ross, he's a Royal Marine, well, from England or whatever.
Hmm.
And when we would go hunt together, I'd say, "Brother, you're the pack mule." I go, "I'm the lead scout." I go, "You take your time, man, because like he can carry significantly more weight than me, but I
Yeah.
move so much faster." What I would do is I would use our strengths to the best of their ability. Like, well,
Yeah.
let's not focus on the weaknesses here because even starting bringing them up, it's not going to benefit anybody. So yeah, he was slower, but he was conserving more energy while I could get ahead, scout an area, and if there's nothing there, and when I say ahead, I'm not talking like I'm like a mile in front of you. No, it's like 500 yards at the most,
Right.
right? But I
Right.
can get
Yep.
I can get set up, and by the time he gets back up to me, I've already looked at this chunk of land. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
there's nothing here. We can sit here for a little bit longer if we need to, but let's
Yeah.
let's figure out the next move from here on out. Um, I I just rabbit trailed so bad I forgot what we were originally talking about.
No, I
The
think,
translation between
yeah.
Marines and yeah, I do. I'll be honest. I take quite a tactical approach to hunting big game,
Hmm.
and I definitely like play chess with the animal, like hardcore play chess with the animal. Yeah, with
Yeah.
the mule deer that I shot, I mean, I was originally chasing a bigger one, and then I saw him. Well, he had. I wish I like had a whiteboard or something. We were on top of a bunch of fingers, so when I spotted him, he was moving back this way, and so I'm sitting there thinking like, the way he's moving like he's chasing tail.
Hmm.
I told my brother, I go, let's go back to that finger that jettisons out a little bit further than the rest. I go, we're gonna shoot him from there. He's 100% gonna walk by there. Keep in mind, there's a bunch of different avenues for this deer and doe to go into, but
Right.
my overall knowledge on like deer hunting has be, become so extensive by the way he was moving and by the way the doe was moving. They have no idea we're here. He's so focused on her that I don't think it's even going to matter in the long run. And all they're doing is they're moving up the big gap, this bigger valley to get to what I assume was the water that was down the ways quite a bit.
Hmm.
And I was like, let's just bust ass back there. We'll drop pack at the before we crest. And the whole thing for me is like, I have shot him when I first spotted him? 1,000%. It was a 600-yard shot, which is, I don't want to say it's cake because it's not, but I mean, it's not. With my experience, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a difficult shot. I mean, I shot my antelope at 600 and he was facing me square, you know?
Hmm.
For me, like, I don't care how long the shot is. I care about finishing the job.
Right.
Like, oh, you shot a deer at 1,500 yards? That's cool, I guess. I don't really think that that's impressive, honestly. I think it's more or less reckless than it is impressive. If you can get closer to an animal, do it.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, I see videos all the time of guys shooting deer and elk at, 1,100 plus yards, and I'm like, why would you even poke at an elk that far? An elk is
Hmm.
significantly bigger. They can, and how much energy is your round carrying at that?
Right.
I don't think you're knocking something down at that range. I think it's pretty reckless, and it's not really doing the animal an ethical service either, you know, because your odds you first off, I get you got to be a good shot, and I respect it, whatever. But the odds of you like putting that animal down soon after, even if you do hit your shot, is significantly less because of the energy that round, whatever it may be, is carrying.
Yep.
I always try to get as close as possible. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, rifle or bow, if I can get within 100 yards with a rifle or, 10 yards with a bow, I'll do it all day. Doesn't
Yep.
make a difference to me. I mean, I know I'm like poking out at turkeys at 60 yards, but it's that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But
That tungsten steel, man, it'll lay them out,
yeah,
depending on what
no,
you're
it
shooting.
it it put them down.
Yeah.
No, but I always try to do the most ethical, like cleanest kill possible. If you go through and look at all my pictures with any of my animals, I think there may be one where the tongue is sticking out, but dude, I'll yell at my brother. My brother went and took a picture with his deer, and I said, "Put his tongue in his mouth."
Yeah.
It's like,
Yep.
show some respect to the animal. Like that thing's feeding you, it's feeding
Yeah.
you and your girlfriend.
Yep. Well, I think
You
that's an
know.
important piece. I mean, just even with, of course, like this animal is going through and feeding the family. Yes,
Hmm.
there is a part of the hunt, like you should be excited. You went out, you achieved the goal, right? To go through and harvest this animal, being out there. It's one thing, like that is at the end of the day, like you have great experiences going through the entire hunt. But then
Yeah,
goal is like, I want to be able to put one down, right?
yeah.
To your point, we want to make sure it is the most ethical kill possible, right?
Hmm.
I'm in the same boat with you as far as like that's honestly why I I've really gone because I rifle hunt as well, but I don't do it nearly as much as I bow hunt. Like I will spend more time out bow hunting just because honestly it is more of a personal one-on-one. To your point, kind
Yeah.
of like I love the chess game of it, and just like having to be so much more tactile in
Hmm.
getting into that. I say like at least 40 yard range. Like that's the most I've ever shot out to. I lie. The furthest I've ever shot a doe whitetail was 60. But other than that, it's all been like within 40 yards.
Yeah.
And it's just one, you're going to have such a better chance of recovering that animal. And I also think like even shooting a rifle, and this is where I know other people who've shot further and they're just like, oh, you just got to get one in them. And they're taking pot shots, just try and essentially wound it. And I'm personally not okay with that. Right.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is the only reason I have never shot a bull elk, the 2 times that I could have, I didn't because they were both, in my opinion, they were too close to like it was a little bit too sketchy and I was not comfortable with it. The first one, I
Yeah.
was with my buddy Ross. Actually, both of these I was with him. The first one, we got on this herd of elk, and I'm telling dude, I have a video, I'll have to send it to you.
Mm-hmm.
400, 500 head of elk, and we're right
Yeah.
in the middle of them.
That is the coolest shit in the world.
It was, and keep in mind, this is like November, and these things are bugling and
Oh
mooing
yeah.
like crazy, which
Yep.
was, it's almost unheard of but I think what it was is the herd was so big that
Yeah.
they couldn't get through all of the heat cycles, so it was
Mm,
still going on into
yep.
November. We were, me and him were hiking up this hill. I'm ahead of him a little bit, not by much, like maybe 50 yards. I'm hiking up this hill and I look up and I see this elk looking at me, and all I can see is hair up in his antlers. And this dude's, I think he was a 6x6, and he's like staring at me. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I tell Ross, I hand signal him, I'm like, just stop. I'm like, don't move. The elk like slowly walks off, unbothered. And I let Ross catch up to me. We drop packs and we just take the rifles. And we get up there and they're all gone. And I'm like, what the heck? I was like, where'd these guys go? So I'm looking, and your first instinct is like, well, we'll just track them. Dude, there's so much sign up here,
Yeah.
like you couldn't. So what I did was it was colder, but it was kind of a little bit more wet. And the way that you could tell how fresh the prints were was by the color of the mud.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was doing is I was following these prints. Well, all they did was they went like maybe 100 yards this way and then went down the hill because they were already heading to water.
Yep.
So we had gotten behind them, and dude, so many bulls. The only reason I could not shoot at one of them was because every single time I was getting ready to shoot, there was a cow standing behind it. And I'm within like, I think it was 175. And I'm like, dude, if I shoot this thing, it's going straight into that cow. I cannot shoot it.
Yeah.
I was like, we can't shoot. We can't shoot unless there's a gap. So they ended up moving on. And then, what is that?
This is Ron Parker.
Oh. So we ended up moving on, and we go back, we grab the packs, and we go down. This happened the same day. I look up and I see a bull, and he's like 400 yards away on this ridge up above me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, okay. And at the time, I had an Alice frame pack, which is like, it's metal. So
Yep.
it's really nice to like throw your gun on if you need it.
Yep.
So one elk goes by. You can call this greed if you want. I think I was just being smart. 1 bull, 2 bull, 3 bull, 4 bull, 5 bull. And Ross goes, are you going to shoot one of these things? And I go, I got a weird feeling there's like a massive bull up here. I was like, you don't get herds of bulls like this, like bachelor groups, unless there's a
A
brute in the back.
tank. Yeah. Yep.
6,
It's usually the
7,
last
8,
one.
9. The 11th one comes out. I kid you not, dude. I wish I had a picture of this bull. I counted 9 points on each side, and this thing had ass scratchers that you couldn't believe. He could scratch his friends' asses with them. Like this dude, I'm not joking. He's standing like by himself, and his antlers are going back to like his back hips.
Jesus.
I'm like, oh my gosh. And he was way smarter than me. So he comes out and he's like doing the little jog thing.
Yeah.
And Ross is giving me like a constant range on him. And he's like, "Are you gonna shoot?" And I go, "I'm waiting for him to stop, dude, because like I haven't at the time the 6.5 PRC was a fairly new round,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't want to just send one into him and then have it not be enough. Like I want to
Yeah.
make sure I'm putting a good
Yep.
shot on him." So he comes, he's walking across, stop, boom, faces away immediately. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I could put one right, just Texas heart shot him right now. And I really genuinely had a shot that I could have went from underneath him and
Right.
into his chest cavity. And I was like, no. I was like, I'm not gonna do that. Cause I'll if I miss, I'm gonna spend all night out here looking for this dude. And he's
Right.
big. Like he was very obviously bigger than the rest of the bulls. And I was like, it's like that's tough. So I tried finding him, dude. He was gone with the wind. Never saw him again. Never saw him
That's
again.
wild. But
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was tough.
yeah, that's big on you because there's a lot of people out there that would literally just taken a pot shot at that bull, right?
Oh, dude,
And then
you should see all the shots people are taking out here. All you get all these out of staters coming over here because the state of Montana they get their bag from the out of state tags. I think I was telling you about this at PA. They give out like 60. How many tags is it? 62,000, Zach? Is it 62,000 out of state tags?
Total, yes. For big game combo, it's about 20.
Yeah,
Well, because that's what they allot, but in reality, they give about 25.
yeah.
Um,
But they're still making the sales on all these other ones.
yeah, and then they do their own allocation for single elk tags, and they do
Mhm.
their own allocation for single deer tags. So
that's
it's
wild.
about
Yeah,
15,000 elk tags, single elk tags, 20,000 big game combos, and about 15,000 deer tags. And it's a fucking 5-week season. And in reality, they give out probably 10%, 15% more than what they say they allocate.
yeah. And keep in mind, out of state deer is about $1,000. Elk is what, 1,600?
It's 1650 after taxes and fees right now.
So do the math on that. These
No
guys are just
shit.
out here running up, getting a bag, but
Yeah.
it's insane. So you get all these dummies out here, dude. I saw a picture a couple years ago. Somebody posted on Facebook. This bull elk's crossing the road, and he's got like 4 arrows in his ass, and I'm like, what is going on? And this was like
Yeah.
during the COVID time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's stuff like that all the time, dude. Like when I'm hunting out over east, I see a bunch of dummies like they're ripping up in their trucks, like basically doing drive-bys on dink bucks, dink mule deer. And I'm like, what is the point of this? Like,
Fucking 2-year-old buck and
yeah,
pickled pink.
yeah, no, it's insane, dude. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of or seen. And you know, you get all these people out here that are complaining about the mule deer. The mule deer population is so bad because everybody hunts them. Well, no, it's bad because you guys are all shooting dinks and nobody's shooting does. And they're like, yeah, well, we're hunting for the freeze. We're not hunting for antlers. We're hunting for the freezer. I said, then shoot a doe. I go, there's 8 million mule deer does out here, and you guys are taking all the young bucks, and all the old bucks are dying.
Mm-hmm.
So math ain't mathin' on your guys' end. Because they want to say that it's, we're cleaning up the genetic pool. Like, actually,
Oh.
somebody should have cleaned up your genetic pool because you're retarded. So,
Tell me how you really feel.
dude, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, if I became the director of the FWP in Montana, I'd have this shit fixed overnight.
Oh,
Guaranteed.
yeah.
We'll do what Washington State does. Do a 3-point on one
Oh,
side or
minimum,
more
yeah.
limit on mule deer. It's
Yep.
really not difficult. You could raise it up even higher than that. I mean, when I tell you, Kaylee and Dre, like, you guys come out here, I will put you on a big buck. I'm not joking. Like, I see massive bucks all the time, but because of my own like standard and regulation that I put
Yeah.
on myself, I don't
Yep.
shoot them. Like, there could be a kid that shoots that buck this year. That
Dude.
would be way cooler to me than me shooting it.
I think that piece right there, I think would be even a cool part. I mean, that's what we do up in Wisconsin. Like even at my, like the family friends deer camp that I do, it's something we've done ever since I was a kid at deer camp was,
Yeah.
hey, it's at least 8 points or bigger, 4-point, whatever, or 4 on a side, or like that was, it's how we managed it, right? Because we'd have
Yeah.
friends, cousins, aunts, everyone up there, but it was 8 points or bigger, or if it was your first time hunting, you could take whatever you want, like whatever
Yeah.
buck you wanted, like get the kids out, let them enjoy it, and then help teach proper deer management to be able to let those younger bucks go, right? And then, ultimately move forward from that. I think that's something not everyone has that. And I understand going out west and you spend $1,000 on a tag, if not more. And it's like, I get it, but I don't, because I'm also the same one. Like, it took me almost since friggin' 8 years old, how many bulls I passed because they were, a little bull, right? My dad's pissed off at me. He's like, you need to just get one down. I was like, nah, it wasn't big enough. Like,
Yeah.
right. So, but I think if, to your point, out there, having a point limit or having it to where it's like at a certain age, like the younger kids, like, hey, if we want to get more kids involved and get them out involved in it, like I know like Colorado does it to where it's like $100 for a kid up to 16 years old, right?
Yeah.
So if you went and along with that had it to where a kid could, have maybe a lesser point restriction for just a better odds in the actual
Yeah,
harvest,
well,
but then
what
go
I
up.
thought about as my proposal for the FWP, because I go to the little meetings
Mm-hmm.
over here, is 16 and under and senior citizens, any game, right?
Yep.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you're not meeting that qualification right there, I'm telling you right now, you are significantly more than capable of shooting a 3-point or higher. And it does a great job. Everybody gets a piece of the pie.
Yep.
But like, yeah, you got to put a little work in, dude. I have a picture on my phone of a guy that was staying at the motel, and they literally did not have a single 3-point buck in the bed of their truck. It was like spoons and forks, basically. I was like, this is ridiculous. I called the game warden on them because the deer sat in the truck for 4 days. I was like, this is fraud, waste, and abuse. This is insane. Like, what are we doing? And they're like, oh yeah, it's for the freezer. Is it? Because I think you just spoiled your meat. It's been
Yeah.
freezing. It's been, super hot out here the past couple days.
Yeah.
And I
What?
mean, I go out and I take my friends out too. And
Mhm.
I'm telling you right now, dude, I see 3-point, 4-point, 5-point bucks every day when we go out. They're everywhere. So why
Yeah.
are people not shooting them? I don't know.
Right.
I don't. It doesn't make any sense to me.
And you hunt public land, don't you?
Only
Like, or
public.
you only public?
The
Yeah.
only private I've really hunted has been for waterfowl. I haven't hunted any private for big game.
So with that, especially for, again, new hunters and everything out there who are wanting to go, maybe they're in the Midwest, they want to go out west and they're looking at hunting public land, like you're very versed in it, right? Like
Yeah.
what would you tell them as far as, hey, if I have someone brand new going out hunting, they have to at least get the boots on the ground and get out there. But like, what should they be looking for? What would give them, of course, they want to go harvest a good buck. Like, what are you going to
Are
tell
you
them?
talking like mule deer or whitetail?
Yeah, we're mule deer.
Mule deer? What I would tell somebody is find the geographical location where mule deer are, right? That's generalized.
Mhm.
Go into Onyx, find some public areas, walk.
Yep.
You will find them. It's literally that easy. I mean, Zach, he goes out and he'll walk a couple miles too, and he shoots big mule deer all the time. It's really not difficult. People are just lazy. That's the whole thing. People are lazy. Nobody wants to put effort in. They want all of the reward, the social media, the pats on the back, the this, the that, the other, the sense of accomplishment without doing any of the actual hard work, right?
Right.
Like me, my dad, my brother, Tyrion, and Mr. Smith, we all shot bucks that were 4 points or greater this last season within a week,
All on public land.
all on public land.
Yep. Yeah.
It's really not difficult. Like, it's just people are lazy. They see people doing it on TV, and I'm not trying to like dog anybody that's doing it on TV because I don't know how they operate or I don't watch
Right.
any of it. I'll watch YouTube videos sometimes and make fun of people, but that there's not like the full effort isn't shown in those videos if there is any, because I do know with some of the guys there's been a lot of speculation and a lot of problems, and that's all coming out. But the I would like to get a hunt filmed and like, no, actually show all the parts that suck
Yeah.
more than, just the shooting.
The
Like
journey
give
piece
people a
to
good
it.
perspective. That's why
Yep.
I track all of my hikes. I show people like, no, I went and I hiked 15 miles and I didn't see anything. In the
Yep.
mountains, it was all uphill and it sucked. And it was one of the greatest days ever because I didn't have cell service. I was out in the woods by myself. I saw wolf tracks. It was awesome. I was totally prepared to dump a couple wolves if I needed to.
Yeah.
But a lot of you don't see that. And the other thing too is, especially for me, when hunting season's here, it's not like I'm going out every day and I'm shooting one on the first day every single day. Last year
Mm-hmm.
was a little bit different. That was the first time that's happened in a long time.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'm going out and I'm taking my gun for a walk. And that's
Right.
all that's happening. I won't see a deer, I won't see an elk, I won't see a bird, I won't even see shit on the ground. And that's just part of the deal, It
Yeah.
sometimes it quote unquote sucks. Oh, we didn't see anything, wham wham, whatever. I never see it like that. I see it as I spent the day outside. I got a lot of
Yep.
good exercise. I got to see a lot of country that probably, 99.9% of the country will never see.
Dude, I think that's one of the big things too, is like how many, I always think of that going out west I personally, I've never gone mule deer hunting. It's on the bucket list. So
We'll get you lined out. Don't
yeah,
worry.
yeah,
You
it'd
got
be
a guide.
fun.
So.
Yeah. I got a guide. But like, dude, you go out there and, even back when I guided in Idaho, like you take different guys out and you try and change that frame of mind because they're coming out and, those individuals, they had paid to be out there with an outfit and everything. And you're
Mhm.
still hunting, like we're hunting public land that's leased, right?
Yeah.
So anyone can hunt out here. And, you have some of these individuals that come out and they're out there, they only got, 5 days total. And you're busting your hump to try and make sure they have the best time absolutely possible. And
Mhm.
that's, there's a lot of mountain talks. There's a lot of walking the bows. There's a lot of walking the guns.
Yeah.
And you have to change that frame of mind from I'm out here killing something to I'm out here hunting something. And you have to enjoy that process, right? Like,
Yeah.
dude, we'd get out and it's still my favorite place to be in God's green earth is just like at the top of a mountain as the sun is rising up and you maybe got like clouds rising out of the mountain basins and it's just that fresh, crisp morning. And I think to myself, I'm like, dude, people are still sleeping right now.
Mhm.
Like no one's seeing this, no one's experiencing this. And I always would try and like point that out to the guys that I take out, even if it's just like friends, right? Like, dude, just look around where we're at right now. And honestly, don't say a word.
Yeah.
Like don't say a word. Listen to just the woods and the mountains, everything just come alive. Cause it is like you don't have cell service. You don't have notifications going off. You don't have texts coming in.
Yeah,
Like
you are away from the worldly things.
and it's the greatest shit in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
And
yeah,
a lot of people don't think about this either, but a lot of times when you're out there in that location by yourself watching the sun come up, that is a once in a lifetime thing because nobody else is doing it.
exactly.
Nobody else
Yep.
is doing it in that area. They get to see that. That's why I always take pictures of it. I take
Yeah.
pictures of the landscape all the time. When I'm
Yep.
hunting with my brother, I think he's kind of got the hang of it now. But a lot of times when we're like in that situation, I'll tell him like, "Hey man, stop talking for a minute.
Yeah.
Like just be quiet." You know.
Yeah. I know
And it's not
exactly what you're
because I
talking
like,
about. Yeah.
hate him or anything, because I
Yeah.
don't. I love my brother. He's
Yeah.
awesome. But
Yep.
no, it's like let's just, sit here, shut up,
Yep.
enjoy it, because once we tag out, we both got to go home. We got to go to work. We got to listen to all the cars, all the diesel trucks. We got to listen to all the stupid bullshit going on in the news. We got to
Mhm.
deal with all the dummies out on the road in Montana that don't know how to drive in the snow because they're from California. Like all of this crap. I was like, let's just sit here, be quiet, enjoy it. Dude, there's a lot of times too where I'll go out on like a couple day hunt and day one I could tag out on something and I let them walk because it's like I just got here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I still got
Yep.
2 or 3 more days of this.
Mhm.
I went out and up I'll probably never hunt there ever again to be honest with you. But Thompson River Road, that place is getting overrun by out of staters like crazy. I went up there day one with my brother and it's started snowing and this was really dumb, but I drove my truck up like as high as I could in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah.
And we're walking and he goes, "Oh." He goes, "Don't you want to shoot like an alpine mule deer really bad?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "There's one laying down right there." And it was a nice buck. It was a nice 4x4. He was tall, he was wide. And I go,
Yeah.
"Yeah." I go, "Let him go, leave him alone." He goes, "What?" And I go, "Yeah, dude." I was like, "Well, that kind of just like ruins it, because like that's the end of the season if I do that."
Right. Right.
And elk
Yep.
elk hunting around here has been an absolute nightmare. Oh my lord.
Why is
So I
that?
don't need it's just the numbers. I don't know how accurate the numbers were last year, but they're out here in Region 1, which is where I live. Dude, nobody was shooting elk. Even my friend Ella, she's like 5 feet tall. That chick is harder than woodpecker lips, dude. She is like always killing elk and
Yeah.
packing them out. And I've talked to her. She's like, the past couple years have been terrible, like for elk hunting.
Really?
Yeah, the wolves are becoming way too big of a problem. The grizzly bears, oh my lord, don't even get me
Really?
started on that crap. Oh, they're everywhere, dude. The grizzly bears out here, dude. They're basically terrorists. They're walking around in patrol formations, walking into people's, properties and tearing a whole bunch. It's insane. We
That's
just watched
wild.
a video. Me and Zach, we just watched a video of there was 7 grizzly bears walking I'm not joking, walking in a ranger formation out in the Missoula Breaks in the flatlands.
That's
There's no
wild.
mountains over there.
No.
And yet we've been putting off, delisting the bear because activists are like, "Oh, the numbers aren't there yet." No, you guys are lying about the numbers. The numbers have been there for years, and now we got all these people. There's been a grizzly bear attack, I think,
Yeah.
every single week.
Yep.
Every single week since mid-May, I
That's
think.
wild.
Oh my, it's so
Well, they're just
bad,
not
dude.
afraid of anything. If you don't have them, if they're not managed, anything of that
Well, it's
nature, like, yeah, what
because
do they have to fear?
nothing. Exactly. It's because none of the people are allowed to shoot at them. If you do, you will literally get the book thrown at you for killing one of these things. If they
Yeah.
charge you and you kill one, yeah, that investigation will take like 2 years. You'll get your guns taken away too while they investigate it. It's
That's wild.
insane. Like, dude, we're talking about a grizzly bear. Like
Yeah.
this is not a black bear, which to note, haven't seen one of those around here in forever because the grizzly bears are pushing them all out, probably killing all of them.
Hmm.
But I mean, we got bears over in Big Fork, Montana that are silver-tip grizzlies that are like 15 years old.
That's wild.
Just tromping around Big Fork, eating trash and breaking into barns and chicken coops, and you can't even do anything about it. Yeah, let me call the game warden that works 2 weeks out of the month and see if
That's
he's
wild.
willing to come over here and help me out with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. There's a lot of stuff that I would fix if I was the director of the FWP. Gianforte, are you listening? But
right.
no, yeah.
Hey, well, maybe there's a new like a career path or something to forge towards.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You guys can
Hey.
pay me peanuts and I'll do
Yeah.
it for
Right.
you. How's that
Peanuts,
sound?
and you'll clean up everything.
Exactly.
It'll be good.
Exactly. They're just
well-
worried about losing all their revenue, I'm sure.
Oh, it's I mean, at the
It's
end,
all
root
money.
cause,
It's
a
all
lot of
money.
it
That's
all
all that
ties
matters.
down to that. Exactly. Who's funding who's paying for what. Well, kind of going off of that piece and just kind of wrapping things up in it. What do you like in the outdoor space, right? Like, what do you feel like is maybe an unpopular opinion that you believe in that would be controversial to a lot of individuals out there?
In regards to the outdoors,
Well, just to the hunting side of things.
you don't need 80 pounds on your bow.
Hey, whoa, personal attack.
No,
No, true.
That's a really good question, actually. An unpopular opinion. Honestly, locally out here, the unpopular opinion is that points, antler points thing. A lot of people don't like that idea. And I know the reason why. It's because people are lazy. But let me think of something good, because I know that I can assure you I probably do. have something.
Yeah. Well, and just kind of, I mean, thinking about that, right? It's, looking at, and it doesn't have to be just out west, but I mean, Midwest, everything. I mean, there's a lot of things that could be tied in. And I know personally, like, I use like one example, like social media and all that, to where I personally think can be utilized really, really good, right? You
Yeah.
talk about having a tongue out of a deer, like us as outdoorsmen, like social media is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's just how do we use that tool, right? There's a lot of individuals out there who give the hunter a bad name in utilizing it to where the individuals who are non-hunters or things out there that they just use it as ammo, right?
Yeah.
Well, it comes down to all of us going out and using it to paint a good picture. To your point earlier, tell the story that doesn't get told. It's not just about the big hero shots and things of that nature. Like, yes, take those photos, celebrate those wins, but like also showing, I believe, the camaraderie, the struggle, like everything that ultimately leads up to that harvest, I think is
Mhm.
something that is missing personally. And that's, I mean, from my own social, other people like that are out there, and even like you going out and being like, it's telling that story, right? It's you
Yeah.
tracking the walkabouts that you go on, that I think all of us collectively as a hunting community can really do a better job at. I know I can do a better job at it, of showing more of the behind the scenes, if you will.
Yeah.
And then really utilizing that. It allows people, no different than you sharing people at the gym, like you sharing your selfie photos or what you're doing at the gym to get them
Mhm.
involved and encouraged to go do things. Well, this showing that story, that journey, hey, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Like, it is a struggle, and you should work for the earnings that you are trying to acquire, but you have to do it with the proper intent behind it. And I believe the intent personally should be more for the collective unit and the community of outdoorsmen versus, hey, look at me. Right. So
Yeah.
that's kind of, I guess, one thing on my side, kind of looking at
I
it.
guess I
But
guess for me, an unpopular opinion about hunting, failure in hunting isn't ever really failure. Because at least for me, whenever I go out, like I said, there's a lot of days where I'm just taking my gun or bow on a walk,
yeah.
but there's always something you can learn from it, one way or
Yep.
another. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, I didn't even. How am I supposed to learn if I didn't see any animals? How am I supposed to learn?" Blah blah. I was like, dude, you're like, you got to have a bigger scope on this, right?
Yep.
You can learn about the area, dude. I I went up, and this actually almost sent me through the roof when this happened. I went up and I hiked on top of, I'm not going to tell you guys where because I think it's a really good spot for archery. Um, went and hiked up on top of this mountain range. I went 10 miles deep, and it was a dick breaker. I'm not joking. Like, it was 3 feet of fallen timber for 2 miles,
Oof.
and
Fun.
it was a couple.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a real hoot. It was probably a week before. I saw a bunch of mule deer. I saw fresh elk tracks. This, that, and the other. I go up there. Dude, you couldn't even hear a mouse fart. There was nothing going on. Like, I swear on my life, there was no birds. Didn't see a single deer. I saw signs and tracks everywhere. Saw buck tracks, and
Hmm.
I was like, man, like, what is going on out here? I walk back like midday. I'm about half a mile from the truck, and I was following my tracks back. About 10 yards from my tracks was wolf tracks that I didn't see walking in,
Oh, that's good.
and they were from the night before. And I
Okay.
was like, that makes a lot of sense why there's no animals up here right now.
Yep.
And it's like, well, what can you learn from that? It's like, well, first thing, you should probably be a little bit more aware of the tracks on the ground, because I could have saved myself a whole day up here, right? But I mean, there's so much to learn, because, well, if there's wolves here, and you know how often wolves move around and their ranges, this entire area within probably 10 square miles is cooked. right?
Mm-hmm.
There's
Mm-hmm.
probably no point in even hunting around here. And obviously the 10 square miles, that's like a rough estimate or whatever, just a number I'm throwing out there. But, you know, you can say at least within this area over here, it's probably not worth looking into for another week, 2 weeks, because
Mm-hmm.
if there's wolves coming through here, you know. But that's, you know, one example. I think a lot of people need to do a little bit more digging on the quote unquote unsuccessful or failed hunts, and, you know, be able to learn from it. I mean, I never see, anytime that I go out and hunt, I never have a bad day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, there's parts of it that suck. You know, I had to hike up this hill and it sucked, and I had my pack and all this crap, but I felt accomplished when I got to the top. It was super pretty, you know. I couldn't
Oh
tell you the
yeah.
last time a person was up here, probably quite a
Right.
while,
Yep.
you know.
Go to those
Like,
untouched places.
yeah, just enjoy all of it. That's all you got to do. It's really, really simple.
Yeah.
You don't even have to put your phone away because you don't have cell service. That's how easy it is. It's
Just
literally
it
here.
turned into
It's
your
there.
camera. It's your
Yeah.
camera. Yep.
Yeah. It's
Exactly.
awesome, you know. I
So
think that's on the
no,
spot.
I
That's
like
what I
that.
can think of. So
I like that. I think it's just having that perception, and dude, it's the one piece that I have, you know, a gripe about. And it's not really even a gripe, but it's just kind of an observation, like, hey, you know, the industry has really deteriorated the community in a lot of different ways when it
yeah,
comes in.
a lot of it has to do with social media too, especially like
Right.
early on with the hunting social media. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
even today, I still see it all the time, and I'm like, dude, this is retarded. Like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Right.
There was, what was that video that just circulated like 2-3 weeks ago with oh, what's his name from Born Primitive? Did you see
Oh
that video
yeah,
with the coyote?
yeah, the coyote and everything. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know, I
yeah.
think
Well, that's what I'm
I
talking about,
looked
right?
into it and I was like,
Yeah,
you know, this is kind of a
yeah. That was
different situation.
well, and it is right. Like, I mean, shoot, dude, if you've, I'm so torn on that because, you know, with Aaron Snyder and the whole piece
Yes,
why they had to
Aaron.
let him go, and I know, like, Born Primitive, there's a lot of phenomenal people in there, and a lot of people were giving him hate because they're like, oh, they don't like the outdoors. It's not the truth. The big piece and the hard part that I'm torn in that personally, right, is that, man, if people knew, you know, what life was like on a farm,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you would get canceled 100-fold, right? Like,
Yeah.
it is, I mean, it's the circle of life in that kind of way. And there's always a right and a wrong way to do things. At the end of the day, you have to be respectful of the animals. And I believe hunters, farmers, all that, like, they have if not the most deepest respect for the animals that they're out hunting for the most part. But there are the
Yeah.
individuals that definitely put a bad name on it. And it's sad that that scenario was filmed. And that's where I do believe we all need to be better, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, in regards to the scenario itself too, the reason why I'm torn between it is because this is alleged. Apparently it was already wounded. The coyote was wounded, so he was going to finish the job. But it's
yep,
like, even if you forgot a gun and it's wounded and you know where it's at, like, just go get a gun, dude. It's not difficult. The theatrics of this
yeah,
stabbing of the coyote, I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't get me wrong, I've had to use my knife to finish an animal
100%.
numerous times. I've had
Yeah,
to wrestle animals. I've had to wrestle some bucks,
yep,
you know, and because me personally, I won't shoot a deer in the head because I'm like, there's like a respect level. I don't like that. It doesn't feel
yeah,
comfortable for me. What I do is I will straight up get into a wrestling match with this thing, and I'll get them on the ground. And if you go down their like chest cavity,
yep,
right at like the base of where their chest cavity starts, you can take a little razor blade straight down, flick, done. He'll
yep,
bleed out in, 15, 20 seconds.
yep,
That whole thing, I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, you definitely could have
yeah,
just like grabbed the thing, and, if you had to use your knife, you could have very easily, overpowered a coyote and cut his throat.
yes,
But
100%.
yeah, no, I'm right with you on that thing. Like, that's one of those videos where it's like, dude, I know it's old.
Dude,
It happened, what,
yeah,
10 years ago or something.
Well, and that's just that.
But
That's the truth of the fact, though, is like, hey, if you put it out there on social media, if there's a video of it that's out there, like it lives there forever. So
yeah.
it's like, hey, what are you putting out there? And I mean, at the end of the day, too, like you are, especially, of course, gonna take shots with individuals who have built a brand or built some
Mm-hmm.
social presence. Like you have a bigger target on your back. Like those
Yeah.
individuals are gonna.
Yeah.
That's where, it does, like, you have to be, and it doesn't matter if you have a big following or a small following, like you should still have the wherewithal of everyone's watching and you are an
Mm-hmm.
example to everyone, right?
Yeah.
No matter what.
Exactly.
And that's, all of us can do better. And I think, even though too, like, dude, the message that puts out, like, and this is where you see a lot of people, whether, they're getting paid, because now it is their job in the outdoor industry, whether it's YouTube, the videos, like whether it's TV networks, all that, like their family livelihood is ultimately based on them going out and being successful and showcasing what they're doing,
Yeah.
right? To where it's like, I would hope, and I hope to see more of individuals kind of telling the full story versus just the big kill. Because to the individual who is watching, the kid, or the next generation coming up, well, then that's the expectation that, well, if they don't get one, they're unsuccessful. To where it's like, hey, let's share more of the journey to it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you like him or not, I think Steve Rinella does an awesome job at showing like the field to the plate side of things, like, and even sharing, hey, even when he missed shit, right, and when he's not successful. So, and I know that connects more with people who have never hunted before.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, just a different way to be able to
Yeah, I think Steve does a
respect
pretty
about it.
good job. I mean, with the
Yeah,
hunting side of things, I have no complaints. Outside of it, I don't know about
yeah.
that. But
There's
no, he
everything.
does when like showcasing hunting, I think he does a pretty solid job. You know.
Yeah.
I still think the duck commander, old Phil Robertson,
Oh,
man,
dude,
there's
there's
no beating him.
you're
There's
not
no
like,
beating him.
it is salt of the earth through and through. Like that is as raw and real as you ultimately get
Yeah.
on the whole
If
story
you
point.
if I don't know how many people listen to this, but if any of you guys get the chance to get your hand on some of those OG videos, like the VHS tapes, do
Yeah,
it. So we
the
used
good
to
stuff.
go to Walmart once a week and we would go pick up the new Duck Commander VHS tape
Hell
back in
yeah.
like the
Yep.
early 2000s. He
Oh
used
yeah.
to actually hunt right outside of Tri-Cities, Washington,
Really?
all the time. Yeah, there's a little duck hunting like private land out there. It's where is it? West Richland, I think. Yeah, way out there in West Richland. He used to go out there all the time, and dude, he'd kill it. He'd kill it.
That's awesome.
No, but
Yeah.
that dude,
Yeah, I love that.
old Phil Robertson, man, he's the pinnacle.
Yep. I agree 100%.
So,
But all right, well, hey, last question I have
okay.
for you, okay, is, and actually I have a couple questions, and these are just going to
Oh,
be a random fire lightning round kind of side
okay.
of things, right? So,
You're like, I'm sick of talking to this dude.
I
Quick
know,
answers, please.
no,
No.
we're going through. I just like personal questions. Dude, this is the thing that the show is always like unscripted, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just wherever the conversation leads us, and I think that's just, it allows better perspective than just
Mm-hmm.
kind of coming in. But I did have some notes on like just questions that I wanted to ask that I think is just more of a fun piece to it.
Okay.
One, if you could hunt anything, like if it'd be like, say it's your last day, right? You only get to go on one more hunt. What's your hunt?
Buffalo.
Buffalo? Why?
Buffalo out here in Montana. Super hard hunt to actually get on. It's super expensive if you do get it. If you do get drawn for the Buffalo roster, I put myself on it every single year. But
Yeah.
the Buffalo, to me personally, I think the Buffalo is like that's a very like powerful, strong,
Mm-hmm.
iconic animal. You don't get
100%.
it, it's how many guys do you know that shot a buffalo?
Maybe I can think of three.
I know one, and he got
I can think of
lucky
three.
with his.
Yeah.
He got
Yep.
lucky. I don't even think I think he shot his on a farm, on one of the buffalo farms down in Polson or Ronan. So it's not even
Oh,
really
really?
hunting. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
bro. Like they're everywhere. No, I want to do like one of the actual buffalo hunts. I think that would be
Mhm.
really cool. You know, that's something that not a lot of people get to do. And I know, like, yeah, you could go over shoot a red stag in New Zealand. I feel like everybody does that. Or
Right.
I could go shoot a Cape buffalo in Africa with my bow. I know a bunch of
Mhm.
guys that have done that. You
Yeah.
know, but an actual bison buffalo hunt,
That'd be definitely up there.
yeah. Well, you know, they also up in Alaska, on the border of Alaska and Canada, way out there in the middle of nowhere, some guy found the last herd of woods bison.
Really?
Yeah, and so they protected them, and they're going to let them repopulate. Go look up a woods bison. They're
Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
significantly bigger than the plains bison out here. It's
Really?
insane. Oh, they're
That's
huge. Their
wild.
horns aren't as big, but their bodies are massive.
Hell yeah. That's all. Yeah, I'll have to definitely woods bison. I'll have to look that up. It's hey, it makes sense, right? What's your last name stand for?
Woodsman.
Woodsman, woods
Woodsman.
bison. Hey,
Yeah,
there you go. Hey,
there
dude,
you
it,
go.
it all makes sense. It's all tying back
I
together.
guess I gotta do it
Yeah,
now.
you got to do it. It's on the list. All right. Well, outside of that, you hunting in the mountains or Midwest? If you had to choose
Where
one,
at? What am I hunting?
whatever you're hunting out west or in the Midwest?
Uh, Mountains out west.
Mountains out
Yeah,
west. Yeah.
yeah. Unless it's whitetail, I'll move over to the Midwest, smoke some whitetail. I shot a big whitetail
Yeah.
out here, and
Okay.
I haven't even bothered with them since. But I mean,
Yeah.
the whitetail here are not touching the ones in the Midwest. You know,
Okay.
so if it's whitetail, Midwest.
Yeah.
Anything else out here? So,
Man, the rabbit hunting out here is pretty good. No.
dude, hey, you
Hey,
tell
dude.
Flynn about that, man.
Yeah,
He'll come out
it's
there and
good
tear him
shit.
up. Yeah.
I love it. Um, what is what's something that you personally love about the outdoor industry?
Oh, I think everybody like really bonds extremely well over it. Like as long as you're not somebody that's trying to like stand out or be different or whatever, like everybody in the outdoor community is like it's almost like you've known them for 10 years.
Hmm.
It's a really tight knit group of people. Like even with you know you and Kaylee and Dre, like I feel
Hmm.
like I've known you guys for forever. We talk
Yep.
like we've known each other forever. Or like Jody with Kafaru. I'll go over there
Yep.
and bullshit with him.
Yep.
Jeff over at Jack Gear, you know, it's like everybody's friends unless
Yeah.
you kind of paint yourself in a different light, which I don't really think anybody does. I know that there's been some cases, but uh, you know, it's a lot of camaraderie, and then the support from the entire group is awesome as well.
I think that's actually a really good point. Is like, dude, I feel like dude, all you got to do is ask.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like you have to and I think of this as like for new hunters too, is like, dude, if you're wanting to go on a hunt, like ask someone who does it. But go in it with the intent of like, hey, you're not just looking for a handout, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, go in with the intent, like I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to work for it. If you go in it with the right intent, like, dude, and that goes to the point of just like the community, right? Of everyone, like you're not painting yourself in a light better than someone else, X, Y, and Z. But it's like, hey man, if you're just a good dude and you're really curious, like, do so many people are willing to help and just give those different pointers and thought. I mean, it's yeah,
Mm-hmm.
100%. I think
Everybody
we
wants to see everybody succeed,
yes,
unless
yep,
you're a massive douchebag, which there's
yeah,
not a lot of them, but they're there.
they're there. Every community's got them. But
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the thing is like a lot of people are afraid, especially new coming in, like they don't want to be like the individual who doesn't know. Reality is
Mm-hmm.
like, dude, you don't know what you don't know. Just
Yeah.
ask. Yeah.
That's how it is, you know.
Yep. One piece of gear that you would never leave behind.
So aside from my gun,
Yeah, aside from your gun.
one piece of gear I'd never leave
Yep.
behind. I have I don't need my rangefinder, don't need binos. I do have a what is it? I'm trying to remember the brand. It's like a Havalon interchangeable X-Acto blade knife.
Oh yeah, Avalon. Yep.
I think it's upstairs, actually. I would never leave without it. I love that thing. It is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
It gets you out of a
Mm-hmm.
lot of sticky situations if you need it to. I think with the gun, I can cover pretty much everything else. Like, I know my gun, like, it's an extension of me and
Right.
my bow, so it's like I don't really need a rangefinder because I've been hunting for so long. And I golf, so I guess ranges a lot, and it works. Like, I'm not too far off. I'm usually within, five-ish yards when I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Um, I think for me, it would definitely be that knife.
Knife. Hey
Yeah.
man, at the end of the day, that is one thing that is nice about the interchangeable, because I have one too. I mean, that's what we go and use. My dad uses when we go out elk hunting. And it's the aspect that the dangerous knife is the dull knife. That's usually where
Hmm.
people end up hurting themselves. But yeah, having something that you can go through and have like a good, quick, clean blade on
Yeah.
is yeah.
I mean, there's a
Yep.
there's a lot of times where I'll park the truck. I'll find a little piece of land. I'll park the truck and I'll just take my knife and my gun,
Yep.
and then it's like, oh, I can clean it and then I'll go grab my pack and come back. Doesn't
Come
matter.
on back. Yep.
Yeah, so that way on my way up there, I can grab two legs and bring them with me, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yep.
like all of the one thing that I have noticed in the outdoor industry it is annoying and it kind of bugs me is like this excess of gear that people bring out. Like, oh, you need this and
Dude.
that and blah blah blah. It's like you really don't. Go get a
No.
decent bino harness, go get a decent rangefinder, go get some decent my binos that I had up until they got stolen. Those were like 20 years old.
Yep.
Yeah, they weren't the greatest things in the world, but they worked good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had like oh man, my bow trigger was in my other one, my little thumb trigger. I don't take
Mm-hmm.
a whole lot with me when I go out there. Like I'll take food, obviously, a jet boil if I have anything that I want to cook. But
Right.
and you really don't need a lot
No,
when you're out there hunting.
I
If
agree.
you're going out there camping, hunting, doing all that crap, then yeah, whatever. But like if you're taking a day trip or 2 days, you don't need
Yeah.
much.
That was that growing up with my dad. Dad would and we ever brought anyone with out west elk hunting was the
Mhm.
first thing Dad did, because anyone that he took, they'd read some sort of survival book and think of all the different random shit that they need. And Dad's like, my mule's not carrying that, because
Yeah.
we'd go back in like whatever 8 miles or whatnot with mules, and we'd
The
pack in.
people like that
Yeah,
remind me of like when we were kids and like our biggest fear was quicksand. How many times have
yeah,
you encountered quicksand in your
yeah,
life? You
never.
know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dude, watching their faces as Dad would go through their pack, say, yeah, you can keep that. Nope, you don't need that. Nope, you don't need that. And he just chuck shit out of their pack and like lighten it down. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, it's like, yeah, the base necessities, like that's all you need. Little
Mhm.
day pack. We'd have like a little I don't even know if they make like hunting ones anymore, but like Camelback when they were like big. We just have like a little Camelback
Yeah.
day pack and just
Oh, I've got a
take it
bunch of
up.
those. A bunch of those
Yeah.
from the military.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just
we
go.
might have to do another one of these and delve more into the military. Dude, I got some good stories about
Oh,
that. That's
yeah, we could get,
if you ever do like a military
dude.
week
We
one.
could, yeah. Oh, dude, that's the hardest part with this is like get going into it. It's like, we could have hit
Yeah,
this. We could have gone
I
down this
know.
avenue,
Oh,
even
dude, I
even
could
more
I could
so.
sit here and talk to you on the phone for hours.
Yeah,
It's
all the different shit.
nothing. It's easy.
Yeah, the kind of wrapping up in the aspect, I want to tie fitness, because you, of course, you go to the gym. Prior,
Mhm.
I mean, military, I see it all the time, and I know there's more depth to it in the hunting. But how much has your fitness and that lifestyle helped you in the outdoors and what you love to do?
It makes the hard stuff easier, but it's still hard. Just makes it a little bit more tolerable. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and with that comes like everything becomes more enjoyable. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
hunting's not easy. The people that say hunting's easy, they're not hunting. Like I can tell you that much right now. Like, yeah, have I had easier hunts? Of course, everybody
Mm-hmm.
has. There's sometimes where I hop out of the truck and there's a deer, 100 yards away. It could be that easy. I've never, I mean, in recent history, I couldn't tell you a time where I've just jumped out of the truck and pretty much dumped something off site. But, uh, with the gym, I don't work out necessarily for looks. I know that it kind of comes with the deal.
Just born
Um,
naturally with great genetics.
dude, I got
Yeah.
something. I don't know, man. I don't know. I was pretty ugly growing up. Like I was not a cute kid.
You
But
had you serious glow up.
yeah, no, I'll have to find pictures and send it to you. You're gonna be
Shit.
like, that doesn't even look like you. No, with the gym and hunting, and this is kind of a funny thing to bring up, but the gym is so busy and you kind of like you're overexerting yourself. You're kind of stressing yourself out to, complete these goals and do this stuff. So when you're going from that, and I love doing it. I love going to the gym. It's awesome. I mean, some days are harder than others, obviously, but when you do that and then you go outside and now it's like a great way to put it. When I was in the Marines doing the workup, doing all these training missions, like doing all
Yep.
that kind of sucks. But then when you're putting your practice into play,
Yep.
it's like easy. It's natural. It's
Walk in
more
the park.
more of an enjoyable experience for what it is. And I think that's the biggest thing for me. If you're hunting out west, make sure you're hitting the treadmill because you're gonna get smoked as soon as you step foot off. Because the air out here is thinner, and the hikes are not easy, so you'll get wore out pretty quick. But I mean, it makes everything a lot easier and more enjoyable, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, and to your point, you're going further. I think that's even the Midwest, like different public land hunts, like, and you can find stuff accessible pretty. It's not easy, but it's not like going up to elevation and hiking back in, right?
Yeah.
But still, like, it's more, to your point, it's more enjoyable, right? Like
Yeah.
you're physically fit, active, like you're able to go out and enjoy that much more, but also like you're able to be that much more present and aware of what's actually going
Yeah.
on in that like scenario. Cause that's the
Yeah,
big thing. Like,
you're reaping the benefits and rewards of all this hard work that you've been putting in,
yes.
That's
Yep.
that's what's going on.
Yep.
And then hopefully you
100%.
can have a successful hunt so that way you can reap even more rewards.
Exactly. And pack that shit out. Pack that shit out.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Well, I know, dude, this will be to date the longest podcast that we've had. So
I love to hear it.
Winning already.
I love to hear it. I'm on top, baby. I'm number one.
Number one, baby.
This is why I go to the gym. No,
yeah. Dude, yeah, we'll have to. We'll look at doing another one. It'd be cool to be able to have another rendition as time goes on, especially if we go out and do a hunt and everything in the future. That'd be badass.
Yeah.
Be able to just have like a
still,
recap on that.
Hardcore pushing for you guys to come out and do a hunt.
It'd be
And
badass.
dude, if you guys want to come out and shoot coyotes, we can do that too. I don't give a shit. Like it doesn't matter. It's all fun to me. I enjoy it. So
just good people. But,
yep, exactly.
Well, for anyone who's listening, want to follow along with the shenanigans in life and the hunting and everything that you have going on, where's the best way for people to ultimately find you or follow you?
My Instagram.
Yeah.
I would say my TikTok. I don't really post on my TikTok anymore, but my Instagram, mountain, what is it? Mountain __ man. Or it's 3 underscores or something.
I'm gonna look it up for you.
Just go to Jake's following. Go to Jake's following and type in mountain. It'll pop up.
It'll pop up. Yeah. You can't miss him.
__ man _ I think.
Awesome stash, awesome hair, everything. You won't miss it. That's for sure.
It's verified, so that way they can't shadow ban me anymore.
There you go. Yep. Check mark it, everything. I will also drop it down in the description of the podcast as well. So, now, dude, anything you want to leave any of the listeners at all?
If you're thinking about going to the gym, you better clean up that diet and quit being fat.
There you go.
There you go. That's a good start. Right? Good little motivator for you. Go figure it out.
I love it. It's
hard to figure it out when you're sitting on the couch stuffing your face with potato chips.
Dude, hey, movement is medicine, my man.
Exactly.
It's fact, not just for the body, but for the
Exactly.
mind. So, all right. Well, Carson, I appreciate you being on, dude. Definitely appreciate everyone who jumped on and listened along. If you made it this far, definitely, if you get a chance, go through. If you have any questions, drop them into the comments in the YouTube channel. This will be on YouTube as well as all podcast platforms. And definitely appreciate all those who have gone out, come on, been a part of the show. And we'll see you guys all next week. Appreciate you.